Chapter 1226. Remembering in 1 second. Pen's Sexual Interest Pavilion. This is a wonderful free reading without a pop-up window. Lu Jie's actions shocked everyone. They thought he was going to beat up Qin Fun and the Divine Dragon. But in the next second, their jaws and eyeballs dropped to the ground. Oh my god. Boss, when did you come back? Who is this? I've never seen it before. As usual, Lu Jie was about to shake hands with the mystical dragon when he heard Qin Fun's calm voice. Just pretend you didn't see him. He's the mystical dragon from Mount Mystical Dragon. Lu Jie felt as if he had been electrocuted. He was so shocked that he immediately retracted his hand. The person in front of him was the dragon god who had dominated China for more than 20 years. He looked a little too young. Lu Jie had transformed from a fiendish fiend into an amusing young man. Everyone was shocked, speechless. Xiao Xian suddenly woke up. He felt that something was not quite right, so he quickly trotted to Lu Jie's side and said with a smile, "Hee, Brother Jie, do you know them? Then let's forget about it. This younger brother has to give face to Brother Jie." As soon as Lu Jie saw Qin Feng, he was so excited that he almost forgot about that idiot Xiao Xian. Now, this clown had jumped out of nowhere. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Jie slapped him. "Damn you. Do you know who these two are? Forget it just because you said so. Who do you think you are? Kneel down and apologize to Governor Qin Feng and Senior Dragon God." Xiao Xian was slapped to the ground, trembling in fear. Cries of surprise came from the crowd, and everyone looked at Qin Feng again. Was this person the city lord of Hero City? Holy shit, it really is young Master Qin. Didn't I say he looked familiar? This is China's Azure Dragon, the city lord of Hero City, young Master Qin. Someone called out Qin Feng's name. Everyone's legs trembled in fear. Qin Feng was now the most prestigious young master sovereign in China. His story was like a legend as he walked from Acropolis City to the peak of China. There were quite a number of martial artists in the crowd who wanted to enter Hero City to look for elixirs and spirit weapons. They did not pay much attention to it earlier, but when they heard Lu Jie shout Senior Dragon God's name, their faces instantly turned pale. Senior Dragon God? Wasn't that the pinnacle of martial arts from Huaxia's Divine Dragon Mountain, the legend of the only true Qi realm in the secular world? Whether it was Qin Feng or the Dragon God, they were like gods in the secular world of Huaxia. Now that the two of them were standing together outside Hero City, one could imagine the shock they brought. Xiao Xian was completely dumbstruck. He finally realized what kind of powerful figure he had offended. He thought back to when Qin Feng told him that he was going to make the Qiao family fall. Xiao Xian had treated it as a joke, but now he realized that he was the joke. The little lover in the Cheongsam was dumbfounded. Ever since she had followed Xiao Xian, she had always been tyrannical in Acropolis City. She had never seen anyone who dared to act ruthlessly in front of Xiao Xian. The woman had no idea who the city lord of Hero City was, and she had never heard of the pinnacle of martial arts. She quickly ran to Xiao Xian's side and angrily glared at Lu Jie. She yelled, "Fatty, how dare you hit my darling? Do you know who he is? The Qiao family." Xiao Xian was thinking about how to apologize when he heard his lover's arrogant words and almost fainted. Before the woman could finish speaking, Xiao Xian slapped her. "You idiot! Hurry up and shut your mouth. Scram now. Don't let me see you again." The woman in the Cheongsam covered her red and swollen face and stared at Xiao Xian in disbelief. She still had no idea what had happened. It was rare for Qin Feng to return to Hero City, so he didn't want to waste his time with people like Xiao Xian. He had already walked into the city with the Dragon God. The crowd opened up a golden path and looked at the two of them with stars in their eyes. Lu Jie was arranging the aftermath of Xiao Xian's punishment. As for the Qiao family in Acropolis City, they would definitely fall. As soon as they entered Hero City, the Dragon God sensed the rich spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Before Qin Feng left, he worked with Golden Fur Lion King and the other heroes, as well as Hua Bei and a few experts to set up a spirit gathering formation. Moreover, Devil Beast Mountain was just across the river, so the spiritual energy in Hero City was much richer than the outside world. It was almost as rich as the cultivation holy lands of some hidden sections. You've done quite well here. No wonder there are so many martial artists lining up outside. It looks like I'll have to cultivate here and try to raise my cultivation level. The Dragon God and Qianfen had already made a plan. The Dragon God wouldn't return to the Dragon God Mountain and would instead stay in Hero City. Qianfen also planned to move some of the factions in Hero City over to ensure the safety of the two Hero City bases. After the battle with Ling Jiuqian, both sides had suffered heavy losses. In the following days, there would definitely be many hidden battles, so Qianfen needed to reorganize his development. Hero City rapidly developed every day. Every time Qianfen came back, he felt as if it was his first time in Hero City. The city was surrounded by roads that extended in all directions, and there were many people walking on the streets. Those who didn't know better would think that this was a bustling first-tier city. However, in the depths of this bustling city, Hero City's true base was hidden. There were mountains and forests there, and it was the best place for cultivation. Qianfen's women and the people from the large families all gathered there to cultivate day and night. Qianfen, it's really you. Not long after the two of them walked, a cry of surprise came from behind them. Qianfen turned around and saw Zhao Lingxian and Lin Bei holding hands as they strolled through the streets. Wah, Qianfen, I missed you so much. Lin Bei threw herself into Qianfen's arms and couldn't help but cry. Zhao Lingxian held back her tears, but her beautiful eyes were also misty. The Dragon God was left to the side like air. He was so angry that he blew his beard and glared at Qianfen. Qianfen was with his little sister, so how could he be hugging another woman? However, in the next 10 minutes or so, the Dragon God slowly got used to this. He already knew that Qianfen used to be a hedonistic young master, but he didn't expect this brat to be so wild and unruly. The entire Hero City was his harem base. Qianfen, you're finally back. If you didn't come back, the sisters are going to look for you. Bai Qing and Liu Chun came together. The beautiful Su sisters also came. Ma Xin, Li Shanshan, and Shui all came. The women surrounded Qianfen excitedly. When the Dragon God saw that his little sister, Shui, was like a sister to the other women and didn't seem jealous at all, he had no choice but to accept the fact. After chatting with the women for a while, Qianfen brought them to the depths of the mountain forest. When Qianfen left, he set up a spirit-gathering formation on this mountain. Not long after he left, Lin Bei and the other women all broke through to stage 6 inner chi. Governor Qianfen, you're back. Many people were cultivating in the mountain forest. Hua Bei greeted Qianfen with a smile. The cultivators from the big families in Acropolis City immediately stopped what they were doing and greeted Qianfen. The people from the Ren family and the Yun family in the provincial capital also came to greet Qianfen. Soon, hundreds of people gathered around Qianfen. All of them looked at Qianfen with reverence. The scene made the Dragon God jealous. Master, where did you go this time? Little Yao has broken through to the early stage of stage 9 inner chi. Can you take me with you next time when you have a mission? Little Yao trotted over and stood in front of Qianfen. Her breasts bounced up and down. Qianfen almost lost his cool when he saw her. Yin Xiao, Qiao Shi, Han Ying, Rao Sherman, and Zhang Kuku were cultivating in the mountain forest. When they heard that Qianfen had returned, they immediately rushed over. More and more people gathered around Qianfen. It was as if all the beauties in Acropolis City and the provincial capital were here. A dozen or so beauties were fighting to get close to Su Yan. After saying their goodbyes, everyone tactfully left, leaving the space for Qianfen and the beauties. The Dragon God shook his head and smiled bitterly, then left with Hua Bei and the rest. Qianfen brought the women to the innermost mountain. He sat on the mountain peak and looked down at the beautiful scenery of Hero City. This place used to be a mountain resort, but in less than a year, it had become a bustling city. Qianfen sighed with emotion. The beauties took turns to lie in Qianfen's arms. Qianfen discovered that they were all hardworking. Every one of them had a rapid improvement in their cultivation base. The weakest among them was teacher Chong, Xin. She was brought to Hero City not long ago. However, even Chang Xin had broken through to stage 3 inner chi. My dear, our strength has improved by leaps and bounds. It's all thanks to the spirit gathering formation you set up. But since there are too many people cultivating, the formation isn't as powerful as it used to be. Recently, everyone has been feeling tired when they cultivate. It feels like they don't have enough spiritual chi. Han Ying lay in Qin Fun's arms and looked at him coquettishly. This seductress was the most seductive among the women. Qin Fun's big hands would touch her body from time to time. He almost pushed Han Ying away in front of everyone. However, Qin Fun quickly became serious when they started talking about business. The spirit gathering formation was indeed inconvenient because it was the most basic formation. Now that Qin Fun's strength had stabilized at the peak of stage 1 true chi and he had brought the divine dragon with him, he planned to set up the Sea Heart formation and the spirit guiding formation. The Sea Heart formation was similar to the Earth Core formation in the Immortal Ascension Cave, the holy place of cultivation in the Starlight Sect. The Earth Core formation used the movement of the Earth's crust to transform energy into spiritual energy, while the Sea Heart formation used the tidal force of seawater to transform into spiritual energy. Once the Sea Heart formation was completed, the density of spiritual chi in Hero City would instantly increase by more than 10 times. As for the spirit guiding formation, it would gather the spiritual chi in the surroundings. Qin Fun planned to set up the spirit guiding formation mainly to attract the spiritual chi from Devil Beast Mountain. With these thoughts in mind, Qin Fun immediately got to work. Be it the Sea Heart formation or the spirit guiding formation, they were both advanced formations and required a lot of preparation work. Qin Fun began to refine the formation flags and spirit stones on the mountaintop. The women sat around Qin Fun and continued to cultivate. They refined all the way until the afternoon of the second day. Finally, they finished refining the formation flags and spirit stones. The divine dragon, Hua Bei, Yin Tiankong, and the other experts rushed over. Everyone heard the news that Qin Fun wanted to set up the Sea Heart formation and the spirit guiding formation. Even the divine dragon didn't know how to set up formations. Qin Fun's idea shocked everyone. Qin Fun, the Sea Heart formation is amazing. Do you know how to set up a formation? The divine dragon came straight to the point. The rest of the people looked at Qin Fun with anticipation. Chapter 1227. Qin Feng led a group of elites to the Song River outside the city and looked at the chilling Devil Beast Mountain from across the river. The Devil Beast Mountain occupied a huge area. Qin Feng had only entered the outer and middle regions. He had no idea what the interior of the Devil Beast Mountain was like. He rode on the flaming golden eagle and looked down from the sky several times, but all he saw was a shroud of black mist. The river water churned endlessly. Every day, the tidal force generated a large amount of energy. The energy was wasted along with the flow of the river. Qin Feng set up the Sea Heart formation to gather the energy. Qin Feng, what should we do? The ladies surrounded Qin Feng and looked at him curiously and excitedly. The Divine Dragon sect members stood outside the circle and waited for Qin Feng to set up the formation. Previously, Qin Feng had spent 50,000 hedonist points to upgrade the most basic 5 elements formation to the Heaven and Earth formation. He used the Heaven and Earth formation to break the formations when he attacked the inner hidden sections. Now, he knew how to set up the Sea Heart formation and the Spirit Guiding formation. With a flash of pink light, Qin Feng stood on his flying sword and hovered above the river. He flew along the Song River and soon arrived at the sea. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind rose from the sea, stirring up waves that were dozens of feet high. A gigantic creature slowly emerged from the bottom of the sea, startling the Divine Dragon sect members. "What's that?" the Divine Dragon sect members exclaimed. "I think it's young Master Qin's pet." Lu Jie and the others had seen the black turtle before, so they explained. Many descendants of the major clans had gathered around. It was their first time seeing the black turtle, which was as huge as a yacht. They were dumbfounded. Such a powerful overlord of the sea was young Master Qin's pet? "Big Brother Qin Feng, take me surfing on the giant turtle," The others were in awe when they saw the black turtle. Zhang Cuckoo, who had drunk the ancient beast gene fluid, leaped onto the black turtle's back and jumped around on the giant turtle's shell. She was so powerful that she could trample the black turtle to death. Qin Feng realized how powerful Zhang Cuckoo was. She looked like a little lowly with a child's face, but there was an ancient beast hidden in her body. Even Qin Feng was afraid of her. Cuckoo, stop jumping. Black turtle can't even float up. Qin Feng's face darkened. He jumped on a black turtle's back and held Zhang Cuckoo down. Zhang Cuckoo was so excited that she threw herself into Qin Feng's arms. The impact almost sent Qin Feng, who was a stage 1 true energy cultivator, flying into the sea. It had only been a month since he last saw Zhang Cuckoo, and this girl had become even more ferocious. Kiki, stop fooling around. I'm doing serious business right now. I'll play with you after I set up the formation. Qin Feng pinched Zhang Cuckoo's little face. Zhang Cuckoo pouted and sulked, but she did not cause any trouble. Qin Feng waved his hand and threw a few formation flags and spirit stones to the many-banded kite. The currents in the depths of the sea were rapid, and the water pressure was enormous. Even Qin Feng didn't dare to rashly dive thousands of meters into the sea to set up a formation. This arduous task was just right for the black turtle. With Zhang Cuckoo in his arms, Qin Feng stepped on his flying sword and hovered high in the sky. The black tortoise sank into the sea, causing a large area of the sea to churn violently. The movement of the black tortoise once again shocked the people on the shore. After a while, Little Pig's voice resounded in Qin Feng's mind. Master, the black turtle has set up the formation according to your instructions. Qin Feng's expression turned solemn. The formation was set up, and now it was time to activate the formation core. Then, the heart of the sea formation would be completed. However, it was not easy to activate the formation core because it was located in the deepest part of the sea. Roar! Suddenly, a furious roar came from the surface of the sea. It was as if a sea monster had emerged from the bottom of the sea. The black turtle let out a tsunami roar. The many-banded kite's body, which was dozens of meters long, was spinning faster and faster in the sea. Like a giant spinning top, it stirred up a hurricane in the sea. The sea water was blown away by the hurricane, and a vacuum was formed. Fuck! This sea monster is so powerful. If we give this black turtle to China as our naval force, China's combat power in the sea will increase by 100-fold. I think I saw the formation being completed. There's a blinking light at the bottom of the sea. Everyone was shocked by the power of the black turtle. Suddenly, Qin Feng swung his flying sword at the bottom of the sea and roared. Everyone attack the formation core together. Let the formation core absorb the energy and form the formation. Not only did they need to attack the formation core to break the formation, but they also needed to attack the formation core when forming the formation. However, the effects of the two were completely different. The former was to break the formation, while the latter was to let the formation core gather energy. When enough energy was gathered to support the formation core would be formed, and the formation would begin to take effect. The hundreds of people standing on the shore suddenly woke up, and they all attacked the formation core at the bottom of the sea with all their might. Blades, swords, fire, and ice. Everyone's cultivation methods and martial skills were different. The wind and clouds in the sky changed, and the sky above the sea looked like a spectacle of the end of the world. After fighting for more than half an hour, the formation core of the Sea Heart Formation was still not formed. More than half of the hundreds of people gathered on the shore were running out of inner chi. Although they had a lot of people, their strengths were not uniform. Most of them were below stage 8 inner chi. Their combined strength might not even be enough to defeat the divine dragon, Hua Bei, and Yun Kongtian. Qin Feng, I feel that the formation core is about to form. Hurry up and find help. We can't give up halfway, the divine dragon roared, and a wave was set off on the sea. Qin Feng could see more clearly than anyone else that the Sea Heart Formation had gathered half of its energy. As long as they could hold on for another hour, the formation core would be formed. Boom! 6 loud noises exploded in the sky. Under everyone's astonished gaze, the Golden Fur Lion King, the other 3 heroes, and their 2 battle pets descended from the sky. The golden saber was extremely dazzling, and it seemed to have lit up the entire sea. The Golden Fur Lion King had always been a person who started fighting as soon as he appeared. He waved his hand, and a golden saber aura that was more than 100 meters long appeared at the bottom of the sea. Shimin Chue Shui and Ouyang Feng had already landed on the shore. One of them was wielding a sword, and the other was twirling a snake staff. Hua Tuo didn't attack the formation core. Instead, he set up a small formation around the formation to help everyone recover their strength. Hua Tuo was also a moving alchemy furnace. He had all kinds of good pills with him, and he would give them one from time to time. Bang, bang, bang. Loud noises came from all directions on the sea surface. The appearance of the Golden Fur Lion King and the other heroes boosted everyone's morale, and they launched a new round of attacks. Qin Feng then summoned the 5 Kings' Golden Talisman. The 5 Kings of the Verdant Sect were very powerful, and the scene of their evil energy surging into the sky stunned everyone. The flaming golden eagle hovered in the sky and kept spewing fire. The glacial snow mastiff jumped onto the back of the black tortoise and unleashed its frost spikes. The sea turtle unleashed its tsunami roar, and the many-banded kite launched its venom attack. Boom! After an unknown period of time, a loud noise came from the bottom of the sea. It was as if a big hole had been blasted out of the seabed. Under the surprised and excited gazes of everyone, a layer of transparent barrier appeared, flashing with a faint blue light. It was the Eye of the Sea Heart Grand Array. Once the formation core was formed, everyone stopped immediately. The black tortoise let out a furious roar and disappeared into the waves. The empty space above the sea was suddenly filled up by the waves, and the scenery of the vast sea was restored. The waves under the sea surged violently, and rays of green light flickered and disappeared. These rays of light condensed into spiritual energy and spread into Hero City. The people standing on the shore felt the most intimate, and they felt as if they were bathing in the spring breeze. Young Master Qin, did the Sea's Heart formation succeed? I can feel the spiritual energy around us increasing exponentially. This formation is too powerful. It has just been set up, and it already produced such dense spiritual energy. In a few months, Hero City will become a holy land for cultivation. I can't take it anymore. I have to start cultivating. I feel like I can break through to the peak of stage 9 inner chi in a year. Everyone shouted excitedly, as if they had just won a battle. Qin Fen's heart was in turmoil. He did not expect to succeed on his first try in setting up a high-level formation like the Sea's Heart formation. Many people sat cross-legged on the shore. The attack just now had depleted most of their energy, and they needed time to recover. Qin Fen, the Divine Dragon, and the other heroes did not feel much. They ran to the shore of Devil Beast Mountain, and Qin Fen set up a soul guiding formation. Although the soul guiding formation was also a high-level formation, it was much simpler than the Sea's Heart formation. Qin Fen led the Divine Dragon and the others to set up the formation. The spiritual energy in Devil Beast Mountain seemed to have a mind of its own. It moved toward the soul guiding formation and floated into Hero City along with the spiritual energy produced by the Sea's Heart formation. After the 2 formations were completed, Qin Fen felt relieved. He believed that the spiritual energy in Hero City would only increase in the future. Cultivating in such an environment was like riding a rocket. When the girls' realms increased, they would have the ability to protect themselves. Even if Ling Jiutian dared to attack Hero City, Qin Fen would not be too worried. In the next few days, Qin Fen and the girls cultivated in the forest. The battle with Ling Jiutian made Qin Fen realize that his realms were too low. Although he had dominated the secular world and the martial arts world, he was still a far cry from Ling Jiutian or some of the hermit masters. Cultivation was an extremely boring thing. Naturally, he needed some fun activities to fill his time. The dozen or so beauties seemed to have discussed it. Every few hours, one of them would come to Qin Fun, and the other beauties would retreat to the side. Fortunately, Qin Fun was strong and unyielding. It was not difficult for him to fight against 10 people alone. The beauties enjoyed the passion after their reunion. Some of them even broke through their realms during the battle. Qin Fun stayed in Hero City for 10 days. During this time, there were powerhouses from the martial arts world coming to Hero City every day. Some small sects from the martial arts world even moved their bases to Hero City. Dongfang Qing Shui's Bu Observatory was one of them. The defense of Hero City in Acropolis City continued to strengthen. There were many powerhouses in the city. Seeing that everything was peaceful, Qin Fun went to the martial arts world alone. Chapter 1228. Qin Fun was shocked when he arrived at Hero City. This place had changed so much that Qin Fun almost couldn't recognize it. Alliance Master Qin. You're back. Everyone come out. Alliance Master Qin is back. I heard Alliance Master Qin went to South Africa and destroyed the Golden Assassin cruise base. Alliance Master Qin is so domineering. Why didn't you call everyone? Otherwise, we could kill to our heart's content with Alliance Master Qin. Qin Fun was now the pinnacle of martial artists in China's secular world and the Alliance Master of the outer martial arts world. He was a dazzling existence wherever he went. Hundreds of martial artists rushed out of Hero City. They were all disciples of the big and small sects in the outer martial arts world. They had already formed an alliance with Hero City. Their strength was more than a level higher than the martial artists in China's secular world. The weakest among them was a stage 6 inner chi martial artist. However, even among the outer martial arts world, there were very few true chi stage martial artists. Qin Fun walked in front of everyone. Master, you're finally back. Xiao Li really missed you. Old sweetheart, bring me with you the next time you go on mission. I'm not weak, so I won't be a burden to you. Xiao Li and Elder Qian Huan Child ran out. They hadn't seen each other in a while, so Xiao Li really missed Qin Fun. However, she shyly stood to the side. On the other hand, the illusionary child seemed to have changed into a different person. Ever since she followed Qin Fun, she was not reserved in front of Qin Fun at all. At this moment, she was already lying in Qin Fun's arms and touching Qin Fun's chest. Qin Fun secretly pinched Elder Qian Huan Child's butt and looked around. He suddenly furrowed his brows and asked, "Where's Ruoro? Is she cultivating in seclusion?" At the mention of Su Ruoro, Elder Qian Huan Child and Xiao Li looked troubled. Qin Fun had a bad premonition. He was no longer in the mood to flirt with Elder Qian Huan Child. He glared at her and yelled, "I'm asking you a question. Where's Ruoro?" She probably went to participate in the Demon Conference. Elder Qian Huan Child complained. Demon Conference? Ruoro is an orthodox martial artist. Why would she participate in the Demon Conference? Qin Fun was puzzled. Xiao Li's expression was a bit anxious. She walked to Qin Feng's side and said, "Master, Ruoro told us to help her keep this a secret. She was mainly afraid that if you found out, it would delay your business." Ruoro's mother seems to have returned to the demon race's holy religion, the Star Luna sect, to be punished. She was placed under house arrest by the Star Luna sect. When Ruoro found out about this, she rushed to participate in the demon race convention. She wants to obtain the demon race's holy maiden and save her mother. Qin Feng's eyes flickered with uncertainty. He had previously rescued Su Ruoro's mother, Lu Yu, from Qin Zhao's hands and arranged for her to live in the capital's Qin Manor. He didn't think that Lu Yu would take the initiative to return to the Stellar Lunas sect to be punished. The reason why she did this was probably because she was worried that the people from Star Moon sect would direct their anger on his Su Ruoro. Qin Fun knew about Lu Yu's background. She was a genius disciple of the number 1 demonic sect, the Stellar Luna sect. Back then, she was selected as a candidate for the demon race's holy maiden. The demon race's holy maiden could only marry the demon king or become one of the demon king's lovers. In the end, Lu Yu fell in love with an orthodox martial cultivator and gave birth to Su Ruoro. This enraged the entire demon race, and they had been trying to capture Lu Yu. Later, Su Ruoro's father died while escaping. Lu Yu took Su Ruoro to live in seclusion. In the end, Qin Shao discovered Lu Yu and threatened her to do something for him. That was why Su Ruoro betrayed Qin Fun in the Amethyst Dragon Palace. After learning that Su Ruoro went to participate in the Demon Race Convention to save her mother, Qin Fun didn't dare to stay any longer. He turned around to look for Su Ruoro. "Master, I know you're very anxious right now, but you should calm down. The Demon Race Convention will only start tomorrow. I don't know where Ruoro is now. Where are you going to find her?" Xiaoli hugged Qin Fun. Qin Fun immediately dialed Su Ruoro's phone, but found that her phone was turned off. "Where is the Demon Race Convention?" Qin Fun calmed down a little. "It's around the northern mountains of the outer martial world," Xiaoli said quickly. "When exactly is it?" "It starts at 8 in the morning tomorrow. I heard that the competition will last an entire day. When the time comes, demonic cultivators will gather, and orthodox martial cultivators won't be allowed to approach. Once they're discovered, they'll be killed." Xiaoli's expression became anxious again. The Demon Race Convention was a martial arts competition held by the Chinese demonic cultivator sects once every 3 years. They wanted to elect a new demon king and the demon race's saintess. This was the grandest gathering of demonic cultivators, and outsiders were definitely not allowed to participate. In the ancient martial world of China, because of the different cultivation methods, there were many types of cultivation. Orthodox martial cultivators made up the majority, followed by demonic cultivators, evil cultivators from the Verdant sect, and rare ghost cultivators like Xiaoli. Usually, the cultivators of the various groups would constantly have conflicts, especially between orthodox martial cultivators and demonic cultivators. For example, the martial arts convention held in the outer martial world a while ago was a grand gathering of orthodox martial cultivators. The demon sects didn't dare to come, and they would kill anyone who came. Orthodox martial cultivators aren't allowed to go, but there are many demonic cultivators in the inner and outer hidden sections. What's the rule? Qin Feng was puzzled. "Master, those demonic cultivators who hide in the orthodox sects are cultivating in secret. They want to increase their cultivation speed, and they eventually walk the path of demonic cultivators. Once they're discovered by the sects, they'll be expelled from the sects, and their names will be removed. The Demon Race Convention this time can only be attended by true disciples of the demon sects." Qin Feng finally understood that the demonic cultivators and the demon sects were two completely different concepts. For example, Hua Yin also practiced the demonic cultivator's cultivation method. She was a dual elemental demonic cultivator, but she wasn't a demon. She had been mingling in the orthodox sects, and no one would know that she was a demonic cultivator unless she fought. The outer martial world and the inner sects were numerous, and their territories were clearly divided. Now, Qin Feng only controlled the righteous sects of the outer martial arts world. In another hidden place was the land of the Devil Clan. The Devil cultivators, there were all disciples of the Devil Clan who had their own sections. They were the true Devil cultivators. After understanding the situation, Qin Feng became even more worried about Su Ruoro. Although Su Ruoro had entered the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Qi, no one knew how powerful the powerhouses in the demon race's territory were. Qin Feng was actually half a demonic cultivator. He had entered a frenzied state in battle several times, and he also cultivated the Demon Lord's Bible. Therefore, he knew how powerful a demonic cultivator was. In the same realm, a demonic cultivator could easily defeat an orthodox martial cultivator. "My old friend, it's just the demon race's territory. Let's lead all the orthodox martial cultivators and kill them all," Qian Huantong shouted arrogantly. The group of orthodox martial cultivators around Qin Feng agreed with him. "That's right. Let's kill our way to the demon race's territory and save Ruoro." The conflict between the demon race and orthodox martial cultivators has existed since ancient times. It's time to put an end to it. Alliance leader Qin, everyone is ready. We're just waiting for you to say the word. Everyone followed Qin Feng's lead, but Qin Feng had calmed down. Actually, no one knew the situation in the demon race's territory. It was the demon race's base camp, and even the most powerful orthodox martial cultivators wouldn't go there rashly. Moreover, Qin Feng didn't want to start a war. He didn't hate demonic cultivators, and Ouyang Feng was also a demonic cultivator. I'll take care of this myself. Everyone go and cultivate. Qin Feng waved his hand to calm everyone down. Then he strode toward the city gate. Xiao Li and Qianhuan Tong followed Qin Feng to the Celestial Ascension Cave. Qin Feng didn't know much about the demon race's strength, so he planned to cultivate in the Celestial Ascension Cave for a night and try to break through to the next realm. Qin Feng sat cross-legged in the Celestial Ascension Cave and concentrated on his cultivation. Xiao Li and Qianhuan Tong didn't dare to disturb him, so they sat at the entrance of the cave and prevented anyone from entering. The Celestial Ascension Cave was supported by the geocentric Grand Formation, so the spiritual qi in the cave was 50 times denser than the outside world. It was comparable to the spiritual qi in the Level 2 Blessed Heavenly Cave Pavilion. Cultivating in the Level 2 Blessed Heavenly Cave Pavilion consumed 2 hedonist points per second, but in the Celestial Ascension Cave, it cost nothing. The night passed in the blink of an eye. Although it was only a dozen hours, it was equivalent to Qin Feng cultivating for 25 days and nights in the outside world. Just as the sky turned white, a loud noise came from Qin Feng's body. The noise caused the cave to shake violently, giving Xiao Li and Elder Qianhuan Tong a fright. "Master, are you all right? Old sweetheart, did you break through?" As a Stage 9 inner qi expert, Qianhuan Tong quickly noticed the changes in Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng's hair was disheveled, and his handsome and resolute face seemed to be glowing. His qi was as deep as the sea, unfathomable. Qin Feng slowly rose to his feet. Every move he made seemed to be affected by the power of heaven and earth. The true qi in his body seemed to have doubled. Before Qin Feng came to the outside world, he felt that he was about to break through. After a night of cultivation, he completely stepped into Stage 2 True Qi. When Qin Feng was still at Stage 1 True Qi, he could fight martial artists below Stage 3 True Qi with all kinds of spiritual weapons and high-grade cultivation methods. Now that he had broken through to Stage 2 True Qi, coupled with the Golden Whirlwind Wheel and the Golden Phoenix, he had nothing to fear even if a Stage 4 True Qi expert stood in front of him. Qin Feng thought back to the battle with Ling Changkong, the sect leader of Starlight Sect. Qin Feng used all of his skills to barely win. If Ling Changkong, who was at Stage 4 True Qi, came back to life, Qin Feng would not need to use the cannons of star technology. He could just use the Golden Phoenix Saber to hack him to death. "Xiao Li, what time is it now?" Qin Feng recovered from the joy of breaking through and quickly looked at Xiao Li. "Master, don't worry. It's only 6 o'clock. There are still 2 hours before the start of the Demon Race Conference. With the speed of Master's flying sword, you should be able to get there." Xiao Li did not know that Qin Feng had the space-time door and could teleport there at any time. At this time, Qianhuan Tong walked up to Qin Feng and laid his arms. He said, "You've been cultivating for the whole night. Let me make you something to eat. What do you want to eat? You two go and eat breakfast. I won't go." Qin Feng saw that it was still early, so he continued to cultivate in the cave. He had just broken through to Stage 2 True Qi and needed to stabilize his realm. Qin Feng did not leave, and neither did Xiao Li and Qianhuan Tong. The two girls did not dare to disturb Qin Feng, so they sat beside Qin Feng and cultivated with him. Chapter 1229. There were many sects in the outer martial world. Not only were there orthodox sects, but there were also many demon sects that had existed for a long time. The North Mountain area was the holy land of the demon race. This spacious forest was full of sections. It was the world of true demon cultivators. Even the disciples of the 5 hidden hegemons would not step into this area easily. If they were killed, they would not be able to find anyone to reason with. Since ancient times, the demon race and the righteous race had been opposing each other. After hundreds of years of fighting, there was no clear winner. Instead, the two forces gradually grew stronger and formed their own territories. Su Ruoro was a disciple of Serenity, one of the 5 hidden hegemons. She was a pure, orthodox martial cultivator. She had been cultivating hard in the Immortal Ascension Cave in Hero City. Now, she had stepped into the middle stage of Stage 9 Inner Chi. She was surrounded by a forest. Walking in the forest in broad daylight seemed a bit gloomy. Suruo held her flexible sword and carefully walked into the depths of the forest. Yo, big brother, look, there's a little beauty over there. Suddenly, a shout came from behind. Suruo turned around and saw 5 men in black clothes quickly surrounding her. The 5 of them wore the same black clothes with a cloud symbol on their chest. They seemed to be disciples of some demon sect. One of the big and strong men walked in front of Suruo. He carefully looked at her small face and figure with an evil glint in his eyes. Hee, little beauty, you're also participating in the Demon Race Conference? Why are you alone? Which sect are you from? The mountain road is long and dangerous. How about we protect you? The leader of the 5 was Gao Chun. He was smirking at Suruo. Suruo could tell that they had bad intentions. Her expression turned cold. I have my brothers and sisters waiting for me ahead. I don't need your protection. The 5 of them were a bit disappointed when they heard that Suruo was not alone. However, Gao Chun quickly asked, Little beauty, we are all disciples of Mount Cloud Sea. Which sect are you from? Suruo could not say which sect she was from. This was the holy land of the demon race. As a disciple of Hero City, the most powerful orthodox sect in the outer martial world, it would be troublesome if she told them her sect. When I came out of seclusion, Master told me not to reveal any information about the sect. Suruo's expression remained cold. Gao Chun and the others were a little nervous. Normally, only large sects or secluded mysterious sects would keep information about their sects a secret. For example, the Cloud Sea Mountain that Gao Chun and the others were in was only a very small sect among the many demon sections. They couldn't wait to spread the news. The 5 of them originally wanted to get their hands on Suruo, but now they were staring at each other, not knowing what to do. The disciple who first noticed Suruo was stunned and yelled at Gao Chun, Big brother, this woman is too beautiful. She's almost as beautiful as the demon race's holy maiden. We can't miss out on such an exquisite beauty. Since she's the only one nearby, let's work together to knock her out and kill her. No one will know about this. The disciple was already bewitched, and the other 3 lackeys stared at Suruo, unable to move their eyes away. Gao Chun glanced at Suruo again. This woman was truly as beautiful as a fairy, but Gao Chun still had some misgivings in his heart. In the end, the lecherous lackey had already made his move. Big brother, don't hesitate. Watch me capture this woman first. The lackey leaped up and clawed at Suruo's chest. Suruo was instantly enraged. Her expression was as cold as frost, and she suddenly raised her lily-white hands. Swoosh! A majestic wave of inner chi surged out of her body. Although Suruo looked weak and easy to bully, she was a true Stage 9 inner chi master. The lackey was only a Stage 6 demon cultivator. Suruo's sword cut a bloody wound on his arm, and he immediately cried out in pain. Damn it, this stinking woman dares to make a move. Big brother, don't hesitate anymore. Hurry up and capture her. We brothers will play with her until she dies. Gao Chun was originally still hesitating, but when he saw that his lackey had been hit, he was instantly enraged. He suddenly slapped Suruo with a ball of raging flames. Rumble. Although Suruo's realm was high, she had almost 0 combat experience. Moreover, it was her first time fighting a demon cultivator. She was so frightened that she hurriedly retreated a few steps and was almost burned by the flames. Brothers, let's attack together. This woman's realm is quite high, but she doesn't know how to fight. As the great elder of Mount Yanhai, Gao Chun was a Stage 8 demon cultivator. His strength was comparable to an orthodox Stage 9 inner chi cultivator. He was originally no match for Suruo, but Suruo didn't know how to fight, so she couldn't unleash her full strength. All of his lackeys attacked. As demon cultivators, they could casually slap out flames or ice, scaring Suruo into running. The wind howled in the forest, and it was impossible to tell the directions. Su-ruo-ro lost her way after running for a while, but the 5 people behind her were unwilling to give up. The flames and ice almost hit her a few times. "You shameless bastards. If you dare to chase me again, I won't be polite anymore." Even Su-ruo-ro's kind heart was enraged. The lackey who was stabbed by her sword yelled, "Stinking woman, why don't you show me some mercy? With our great elder Gao here, you're nothing. Hurry up and surrender. When we play with you later, we can be gentler." Bastard. Su-ruo-ro was furious. Ever since she recovered her memory, she had followed Qin Feng wholeheartedly. How could she allow others to insult her reputation like this? Su-ruo-ro, who had been running away, took the initiative to meet them. Her body was as light as a swallow, and she leaped onto the heads of the 5 people. Her white dress fluttered in the wind, and she looked like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Swoosh! The flexible sword in her hand fell from the sky, and several sword flowers enveloped the area. Su-ruo-ro was a mid-stage Stage 9 inner chi expert, so 3 of her lackeys fell to the ground with one slash of her sword. "Damn it! How dare you hurt the disciples of Mount Yanhai? I'll teach you a lesson." Gao Chen narrowly dodged Su-ruo-ro's sword. He roared and rushed forward. Several fireballs flew toward Su-ruo-ro, and their speed was twice as fast as before. Su-ruo-ro swung her sword, and her body was still in midair. She couldn't change her direction, and the fireballs were about to hit her. Whoosh! A loud explosion sounded. Su-ruo-ro was so scared that she closed her eyes. After a second, she felt her feet land safely on the ground. She quickly opened her eyes and saw a wall of ice in front of her. A sexy woman wearing a red chi-pao fell from the sky. Crackle! Before she could see the woman's face clearly, a blood-red whip filled the sky. When the whip fell, it suddenly burst into flames and hit Gao Chen's chest. His shirt was torn to shreds, and a long whip mark appeared on his chest. His skin and flesh were split open. "How dare you act wildly in front of the disciples of the Demon Moon cult? The Demon Moon cult leader, Huayan, is here. Get lost." The person landed on the ground. She wore a flirtatious red chi-pao, revealing her slender legs and full chest. Her hair was fiery red, and there was a red dot between her eyebrows. She looked like a powerful demon cultivator. Gao Chun was shocked by the whip. This Huayan was a dual-attribute demon cultivator. She had fire in one hand and ice in the other. How powerful was she? However, Gao Chun was puzzled. He knew the major sects of the demon race very well, and he didn't dare to provoke them. But what the hell was this Demon Moon cult? Gao Chun had been in the sacred land of the demon race for more than 10 years, but this was the first time he had heard of it. Could it be one of the most secretive sects that didn't go out? "Cult leader, please calm down. We will get lost now." Immediately, Gao Chun didn't dare to think too much. He was already scared shitless. His 4 lackeys were all seriously injured, and they supported each other and ran away. After the 5 of them left for a while, Su-ruo-ro finally regained her senses. She quickly ran to Huayan. "Thank you, cult leader, for saving my life." Huayan and Su-ruo-ro didn't know each other. After the battle at the Amethyst Dragon Palace, Su-ruo-ro was taken to Serenity by sect leader Jing Xian. Qin Feng left Acropolis City to go to Provincial Capital University. That was how he met Huayan. The 2 women looked at each other and marveled at each other's beauty. Huayan even wondered if she should take Su-ruo-ro into her own sect. When the time came, she could be Qin Feng's mistress. That way, she would definitely be praised by Qin Feng. "You don't have to be so polite. We're all women. Since I saw this, I naturally have to help." "All right, you don't look like a demon cultivator. Why did you come to the demon race's sacred land?" Huayan had told Qin Feng about the demon race conference a long time ago. She even asked Qin Feng to join her sect and accompany her. In reality, there was a condition for the participants of the demon race conference. They had to be disciples of the demon race's sections. Huayan wasn't an orthodox demon cultivator, so she created her own demon sect. Up until now, she was the only one in the sect. Although Hua Yin had the cold and arrogant appearance of a sect leader, it was just to scare the 5 people from Mount Cloud Sea. She didn't think that she would actually shock them. Su Ruoro was also shocked. She thought Hua Yin was very powerful. Cult leader, I am indeed an orthodox martial cultivator. Can you not kill me? Su Ruoro became nervous. This was the demon race's sacred land. An orthodox martial cultivator would only die if she barged in. Hua Yin's expression changed drastically. She didn't think that Su Ruoro was an orthodox martial cultivator. Did this girl want to die? You're too bold. You dare to run into the demon race's sacred land as a martial cultivator? But don't be afraid. I'll take you as my disciple now. That way, you'll be a member of the demon race. Hua Yin's little plan was very clear. She would take Su Ruoro as her disciple first, then bring her back to Qin Feng to have some fun. Really? You're willing to take me as your disciple? You won't kill me? Su Ruoro was shocked. She felt that Hua Yin didn't seem like a member of the demon race. Logically speaking, I should kill you. But who asked me to be merciful? I'll take you as my disciple, Hua Yin said pretentiously. Su Ruoro felt depressed. She had long heard that true demon cultivators were cruel and merciless. How could they be described as merciful? However, Su Ruoro felt that the little beauty in front of her was not bad. She even saved her life. After some hesitation, Su Ruoro agreed. Chapter 1230. Under Hua Yin's enticement, Su Ruoro foolishly joined her sect. Burning text library all of a sudden, Hua Yin pulled out a makeup pen and tapped Su Ruoro's forehead. What's wrong? Su Ruoro was puzzled. Hua Yin looked at the red dot between Su Ruoro's eyebrows and nodded with satisfaction. Don't worry, I put a mark between your eyebrows. It's the same as mine. Demons will have a red mark between their eyebrows when they reach a high rank. This way, no one will suspect your identity. Su Ruoro nodded in realization. She suddenly looked at Hua Yin's forehead and felt like it was painted with makeup. Hua Yin wasn't the one who drew it, so she felt guilty under Su Ruoro's gaze. She forced herself to remain calm and said coldly, "What are you looking at? Master's painting is formed by the condensation of demonic qi, so it's definitely different from yours. Don't be envious." Su Ruoro pursed her lips and didn't say much. After a moment of silence, she asked, "By the way, how should I address you? Hierarch? Just call me sect leader Hua Yin. Our sect is the Demon Moon sect." Hua Yin said with a smile. "Sect leader Hua Yin, how many demon clan disciples do we have? Does he have a high status among the demon sects?" Su Ruoro was looking forward to it. If the Demon Moon cult was very powerful, Su Ruoro wanted to ask Hua Yin to help her save her mother. However, Hua Yin was stumped by this question. She said with a guilty conscience, "Ahem, our Devil Moon cult has many disciples and masters. We also have a prominent position in the entire Devil clan. Anyway, don't be afraid. If you encounter any trouble in the Devil clan's sacred land in the future, just say the name of the Devil Moon cult." Hua Yin said it seriously, and Su Ruoro believed her. Sect leader Hua Yin is also here to participate in the Demon Race Convention, right? I plan to become the holy maiden of the demon race. Can you help me? Su Ruoro became excited and hurriedly expressed her intentions. Hua Yin's expression changed drastically. She exclaimed, "You, an orthodox martial cultivator, want to run for the demon race's saintess? Are you crazy?" Su Ruoro knew that her thoughts were unrealistic, but she was so worried about her mother's safety that she lost all rationality. "But now that I've joined the Demon Moon cult, wouldn't I be a demon disciple?" Su Ruoro asked. Hua Yin felt depressed. The Demon Moon cult was nothing. It had been established for less than a year, and Hua Yin was the only one in the entire cult. No, now there was Su Ruoro. Such a lowly sect probably didn't even have the qualifications to participate in the demon race's holy maiden selection, let alone participate in the selection. In fact, Hua Yin had originally planned to become the holy maiden of the demon race. At that time, she wanted to use the power of the demon race to defeat the alchemy sect and kill her enemy, Bai Yufei. But now that Qin Fun had helped her fulfill her wish of vengeance, Hua Yin was here to join in the fun. By the way, what's your name? Hua Yin suddenly looked at Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro thought for a moment and said, Wu Hexen, disciple Wu Xin, the demon race's saintess, has to undergo a strict selection process. Appearance, figure, strength, realm, and many other factors must be selected. Even if you join my demon moon cult, your identity will be exposed the moment you make a move. You don't even know how to release the most basic flames and ice. I can tell at a glance that you're not a demon cultivator. Hua Yan's words completely dispelled Su Ruoro's thoughts of becoming the demon race's saintess. She suddenly looked at Hua Yan and said, Cult Master Hua Yan, can you do me a favor? Hua Yan wholeheartedly wanted to subdue Su Ruoro and bring her to Qin Fun as his lover. She couldn't refuse Su Ruoro now. Tell me, I'll definitely help you if I can. I want to barge into a demon sect, Su Ruoro said with some excitement. Hua Yan's expression changed drastically. She forced herself to remain calm and said, What sect? Stellar Luna sect. As soon as Su Ruoro's words fell, Hua Yan jumped in fright. The Stellar Luna sect was one of the strongest sects in the demon race. They even had a saintess in the last demon race conference. However, rumor had it that the saintess ran away with an orthodox martial cultivator. Hua Yan didn't know whether it was true or not. Ahem, I'll think about this first. The demon race conference is about to begin. Let's talk about it after the conference is over. Hua Yan was shocked. She was only a stage 8 demon cultivator. How would she dare to barge into the Stellar Luna sect? She could only temporarily delay Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro believed Hua Yan's words. She immediately bowed to Hua Yan and said, Disciple Wu Xin thanks Hierarch Hua Yan in advance. Hua Yan blushed. She wasn't like this in the past. She realized that after spending so much time with Qin Feng, she had learned to trick people. Disciple Wu Xin, you don't have to be so polite. Let's go to the demon race conference together. I'll protect you. Hua Yan felt a little guilty towards Su Ruoro. She walked up to Su Ruoro and hugged her. Along the way, the two women walked hand in hand like good sisters. Hua Yan was extroverted and talked about many things. Su Ruoro was a little absent-minded. She felt that Hua Yan was about the same age as her. Sometimes she talked like a child. Is she really the leader of a sect? She doesn't look like one. The demon race conference was held in a forest in the depths of the northern mountains. It was less than an hour before the conference began. All the disciples of the demon race sects flocked to the conference. People came and went in the huge forest. The wild beasts seemed to have sensed danger and hid. Along the way, many disciples passed by Su Ruoro and Hua Yan. They were all attracted by their beauty. However, with so many people coming and going, no one dared to make a move on their children. Wouldn't that be a disgrace to their own sect? Hierarch Hua Yan, what's going on ahead? After walking for an unknown amount of time, they arrived at the depths of the forest. There were more than 10 long lines in front of them. All the disciples of the demon race sects were queuing for something. They're checking tickets. It's not easy to enter the demon race conference. You must be a disciple of a demon race sect. If you find someone from an orthodox sect trying to sneak in, you'll be killed on the spot. Hua Yan's words made Su Ruoro tremble. She was glad that she met Hierarch Hua Yan. Otherwise, she might have already died. All right, let's wait. Don't look around. It's easy to attract trouble. Hua Yan had worked hard in society since she was young. She knew a lot more than Su Ruoro. She took care of Su Ruoro like a big sister, which made Su Ruoro feel grateful. The two girls stood out from the crowd, especially Hua Yan. Her devilish figure and angelic face attracted many people's furtive glances, almost causing Hua Yan's hair to stand on end. After waiting for half an hour, it was finally Hua Yan and Su Ruoro's turn. There was a row of demon guards standing at the entrance of the forest. These people were wearing black battle armor with the pattern of thunder clouds engraved on their shoulders. It was the symbol of the thunder cult established by the current demon king, Zhonglu. There were 8 great guards of the thunder cult guarding here. No wonder everyone lined up in an orderly manner. No one dared to mess around. Which sect are you two from? Take out your token. The leader of the guards was holding a silver spear. He was tall and sturdy. Su Ruoro and Hua Yin were scared. The two girls were not demon disciples. They were just here to fish in troubled waters. At this moment, they had a guilty conscience. How dare you? I'm the hierarch of the demon moon cult, Hua Yin. Be polite when you speak. Hua Yin was born to be strange and bold. She pretended to be angry and stared at the guard. The demon disciples in the queue were shocked. They stared at Hua Yin and Su Ruoro. They were the 8 great guards of the Thunder Cult. No one dared to be ruthless. They were afraid of offending them. They did not expect the 2 girls to be so aggressive. The 8 guards were also stunned. The leader of the guards glared at Hua Yin. He was a little flustered. Basically, all the devil sects had come to the demon race convention this time, and there was no lack of large sects that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the Thunderbolt sect. The 8 guards were merely disciples of the Thunderbolt sect. If they really offended the elders or sect masters of other large sects, the consequences would be very tragic. What demon moon cult? Why have I not heard of it? The leader of the guards looked at Hua Yin suspiciously. His tone was obviously softer. Su Ruoro's heart tightened. She was a little worried. Hierarch Hua Yin said that the demon moon cult had many disciples and experts. How could these guards not have heard of it? An awkward expression appeared on Hua Yin's face. She was on the verge of collapsing. You're just ignorant if you've never heard of it. This is the token of our sect. Let us in. Hua Yin took out a jade token. The words Demon Moon Cult were engraved on it. This token was indeed issued by the Demon Race's Church Alliance. After a sect was established in the Demon Race's Holy Land, they would issue a unified token to recognize the status of these sections. However, the Demon Moon Cult was established not long ago and was not famous. It was normal that the 8 great guards had not heard of it. Even 100 or so demon disciples in the queue had not heard of it. The leader of the guards looked at the token. It was indeed issued by the Demon Race's Church Alliance. Thus, he began to look through the register. It recorded the names of all the sects that were qualified to participate in the Demon Race Convention. He looked through it from beginning to end. However, he could not find the Demon Moon Cult. What bullshit Demon Moon Cult? Is it a newly established sect? It hasn't even been a year, right? Are you a member of the Demon Tao? Don't you know that only sects that have been established for more than a year are qualified to participate in the Demon Race Convention? Hurry up and get lost. After the leader of the guards found out the status of Hua Yin's sect, his expression became fierce. A small sect that was established not long ago dared to act so ruthlessly in front of him. They were simply asking for a scolding. Let's go. Hua Yin immediately realized that danger was approaching. She pulled Su Ruoro and ran. However, the 2 women's realms were still a little low. They were hit by the violent demonic chi that burst out from the leader of the guards. They were directly sent flying and only stopped when they landed on a big tree. The 2 women quickly got up from the ground. They were not seriously injured. However, their clothes were stained with some dust. The red mark between Su Ruoro's eyebrows was also half wiped off. She looked a little embarrassed. No, there's something wrong with these 2 women. The white-robed woman's eyebrows were painted on. She is not a demon disciple. The crowd was instantly in an uproar. Su Ruoro and Hua Yin were quite frightened. Facing so many demon disciples, the 2 of them were not a match for them. Wu Xi and run. Hua Yin did not dare to stay any longer. She called out to Su Ruoro as she ran, and Su Ruoro immediately followed behind her. However, they had only run a few steps when a berserk demonic chi surged behind them, followed by a furious roar. There's actually a martial cultivator who invaded the demon race's holy land? This is simply suicide. Chapter 1231. Male, the strength of this guard captain of the Stellar Luna sect was not ordinary. The berserk devil chi around him was clearly the sign of a 9th level devil cultivator. When a devil cultivator reached the 9th level of devil chi, the realms were not as detailed as the 9 inner levels of martial cultivators. There was no distinction of beginning, middle, end, or peak. Demon cultivators had many tricks up their sleeves. They could transform their demonic aura into fire, ice, and even lightning. They could also enter the berserk mode to increase their strength rapidly. They were much more powerful than orthodox martial cultivators of the same realm. Suruo-ro had just entered the mid-stage of stage 9 inner chi, but she lacked combat experience. Hua Yin, on the other hand, was only a stage 8 demon cultivator. The two of them were powerless before the captain of the guard. Boom! The fireballs fell on Suruo-ro, and Hua Yin felt the temperature behind them rising rapidly. Seeing that the fireballs were about to hit Suruo-ro, Hua Yin gritted her teeth and launched a ball of ice. Crack! A wall of ice appeared out of thin air and blocked the attack. Suruo-ro narrowly dodged the attack, but the ice quickly melted in the flames. It only lasted for the blink of an eye before several balls of flames descended. Wu Xian run! Hua Yin yelled as she was hit by a fireball. The violent, demonic aura exploded on her body and sent her flying more than 10 meters away. Suruo-ro stopped abruptly. Tears welled up in her eyes when she saw Hua Yin, whom she had just met, risked her life to save her. She leaped to Hua Yin's side. Hua Yin, are you all right? Hua Yin covered her chest with her hand. She was enraged. How dare this captain of the guard hurt her? She was Qin Feng's woman. At this moment, the captain of the guard, who was clad in black demonic armor, leaped toward them without giving them a chance to catch their breath. Run! Don't worry about me. Hua Yin pushed Suruo-ro. Suruo-ro felt a surge of warmth in her heart. She leaped into the air and drew her soft sword. How dare you hurt the leader of the Demon Moon cult? Watch my sword. A gust of wind blew, eliciting screams from the crowd. Suruo-ro was a mid-stage stage 9 inner chi expert. She unleashed an earth-shattering aura with her sword. The surging sword chi surged like a tidal wave and blotted out the sky. Many low-ranked demon cultivators were suffocated by the pressure. Many of them were men who had been eyeing Suruo-ro's beauty. Many of them were terrified when they saw how powerful this woman was. Humph! A mere demon moon cult is nothing. It's not even worthy of carrying my Thunder Cult's shoes. The guard captain's expression did not change. He suddenly clapped his hands, and several fireballs flew out, blocking the sword chi. Suruo-ro was very fearful of the flames. She continuously leaped between the trees and swung her sword from time to time. However, she was unable to harm the captain of the guards. Woman, you are indeed an orthodox martial cultivator. You can't even release the most basic fire and ice. How dare a martial cultivator trespass into our demon race's sacred land? Everyone attack together and capture her. After exchanging blows, Suruo-ro's identity was completely exposed. The other 7 guards flew over and instantly surrounded Suruo-ro. Hua Yin recuperated and stabilized the demonic energy in her body. She leaped to Suruo-ro's side, and the two women stood back to back as they stared at the guard around them vigilantly. Their hearts were as anxious as ants on a hot pan. Hierarch Hua Yin, my identity has been exposed, but you are a member of the demon clan. Don't worry about me. Leave quickly. Hua Yin had never abandoned Suruo-ro. At this moment, Suruo-ro did not want to implicate Hua Yin. The two women whispered to each other. Hua Yin said firmly, "How can I do that? You have joined my Demon Moon cult, so you are mine. As long as I'm alive, no one can bully you. Don't worry too much. The great Demon King of our Demon Moon cult has not arrived yet. If he finds out that we have been bullied, this group of people will all die." The great Demon King that Hua Yin mentioned was Qin Feng, but Suruo-ro did not believe it. Suruo-ro could see that Hua Yin's strength was similar to hers. The Demon Moon cult that she established probably had an ordinary status. It did not even have the qualification to participate in the Demon Race Convention. Attack! The captain of the guards had already lost his patience. As soon as he gave the order, 8 guards flew over at the same time. For a moment, fire and ice covered the two women's heads, as if it was raining ice and fire. Such a powerful lineup of attacks stunned the group of devil disciples in the queue. Their eyes flashed with a hint of pity. Such beautiful and exquisite little beauties were destroyed just like that. Bang, bang, bang. A series of loud noises exploded in the forest. Suruo Ro and Hua Yin stood in the center of the explosion. They even closed their eyes, but the two women did not feel any injuries. When they opened their eyes, they were instantly stunned by the scene in front of them. High up in the sky above their heads, there was an additional layer of deep blue, dazzling ice. The ice was like an impenetrable fortress, holding up the sky above the two girls. No matter how fierce the attacks of the 8 guards were, they could not break through the protection of the ice wall. What is this? The captain of the guards had already discovered the abnormality. He frowned as he looked at the hard layer of ice. Suddenly, there was a cry of surprise from the crowd. Then, everyone looked at the sky in the distance. What is that? A demon king has descended? What a beautiful light! I heard that after stepping into the demon king stage, one can walk in the air and travel 1,000 miles in a breath. Is it really a demon king? The demon race has not seen a demon king for hundreds of years. That person is approaching. He is coming. Even the 8 guards stopped their attacks and looked at the dazzling sky in the distance. A silver light appeared, as if a celestial being had descended from the sky. The newcomer's white robe and long hair fluttered in the wind. He stepped on 2 balls of fire and moved hundreds of meters in the blink of an eye. After a few breaths, he arrived at the crowd from afar. Hundreds of demon disciples were dumbfounded. They were so scared that they did not even dare to breathe. Even the 8 guards of the Thunder Sect were nervous. Who is this person? We are the 8 guards of the Thunder Sect. May I know who you are? One of the 8 guards suddenly spoke. As soon as he finished speaking, a golden light flashed. A loud explosion followed. The guard who was still alive a second ago was blown into a bloody mess. Hiss. The crowd gasped. The vast forest was immersed in a deathly silence. That was a guard of the Thunder Sect, a stage 8 demon cultivator. No one saw how Qin Feng attacked. How can stage 8 demon cultivator die so easily? I'm the demon king of the Demon Moon Sect, young Master Feng. You dare to bully my woman? You're courting death. The newcomer was Qin Feng, who had come from the Time Gate. His roar shook the entire forest. Qin Feng had stabilized his stage 2 true qi. He stepped on the golden whirlwind wheel and held the overbearing golden phoenix in his hand. It was as if a god had descended. The atmosphere was silent and oppressive. The group of demon disciples were so scared that their legs were trembling. The remaining 7 guards' hearts were beating wildly. The newcomer's strength was unfathomable. It made people want to kneel in front of him. The leader of the guards hurriedly thought of the Demon Moon Sect, but he could not think of which sect it was. There were many sects in the demon race. Among them, the Thunder Sect was the strongest because they had the previous Demon King. However, the Star Luna Sect, the Void Soul Palace, and the Life and Death Sect were also famous. Their power was not much weaker than the Thunder Sect. However, the leader of the guards was not familiar with the Demon Moon Sect. It was definitely not a famous sect. Otherwise, everyone would not be so unfamiliar with it. However, in the next moment, a white light flashed in the leader of the guard's eyes. The Demon Moon Sect? Wasn't it the sect where the 2 women they wanted to kill were from? When everyone came to their senses, Qin Feng was already standing beside the 2 women. Everyone's heart tightened. They watched the 8 guards bully Su Ruo Ro and Hua Yin. Now that their man came looking for trouble, would he beat them up? Qin Feng. Why are you here? The moment they saw Qin Feng, Su Ruo Ro and Hua Yin felt a warm current in their hearts. They threw themselves into Qin Feng's arms at the same time. Qin Feng came in time. He patted the 2 women's heads dotingly. Hua Yin suddenly jumped out and looked at Su Ruo Ro and Qin Feng in a daze. She said, You know each other? Su Ruo Ro suddenly woke up. I am Qin Feng's woman. What about you? Hua Yin was depressed. Wasn't Qin Feng a little too promiscuous? She randomly met a beautiful woman in the demon race's sacred land. The probability was very high. Qin Feng was depressed when he saw the 2 women standing together. He came to look for Su Ruo Ro, but he didn't expect Hua Yin to come. However, now is not the time to talk about this. Qin Feng stood in front of the two women and looked at the 7 guards coldly. You want to kill the people of the Demon Moon sect? You are courting death. Before Qin Feng came, he learned about the situation in the demon race's sacred land from Shaoli. All the people here were people of the demon Dao. Qin Feng didn't plan to fight them directly. He pretended to be the demon king of the Demon Moon sect and came with the identity of a demon cultivator. The 7 guards, who were originally arrogant and despotic, stared at each other. None of them dared to take the initiative to speak. When Qin Feng descended from the sky, it was as if he had stepped into the realm of a demon king. With a single move, he killed a level 8 demon cultivator. Such a powerful skill caused everyone to tremble in fear. Senior, we found out that the woman is not a demon cultivator, so we attacked her. Since you are the leader of the Demon Moon sect, you should give us an explanation. We are the guards of the Thunder sect. We are specially ordered by the Demon King Chong Lu to guard this place and check the information and identity of the participants of the Demon Race Convention. The leader of the guards suppressed the nervousness in his heart and looked at Qin Feng with a slightly cold tone. Although Qin Feng's skill was good, the 7 guards were disciples of the Thunder sect, the number 1 sect of the demon race. They would not easily bow to Qin Feng. Thunder sect? What the hell is that? Is it very powerful? Qin Feng didn't understand the situation in the demon race's sacred land at all. He showed a look of disdain. Suddenly, there was a sigh. Chapter 1232. How dare you insult our demon king Chong Lu? You don't know your place. One of the guards was enraged. He waved his silver spear and tried to stab Qin Feng. However, just as he moved half a step, a golden light flashed, and the guard was cut in half at the waist. He lay on the ground, but didn't die. The 2 halves of his body were twitching. Hiss! These demons were violent and violent by nature, but they were shocked by this cruel scene. Su Ruo Ro and Hua Yin didn't even dare to look. They hugged Qin Feng's clothes tightly. Another 8th-layer demonic cultivator fell, just like that. They felt like ants in front of Qin Feng. The remaining 6 guards were filled with terror and secretly took a step back. Demon King Chong Lu? Anyone who dares to offend young Master Feng's woman has only one ending, and that is death. Now, he stood at the pinnacle of China's secular world and commanded the orthodox martial arts of the outer world. How domineering was he? Even though he was surrounded by hundreds of demon race disciples, he still looked down upon them with disdain. Everyone was shocked and started to guess Qin Feng's identity. They were all demon disciples and had never heard of the Demon Moon cult. They didn't even know the name of young Master Feng. Where did this madman come from? He had such a high realm at such a young age. It really made people jealous. You insulted the demon sect and killed the disciple of the Thunder cult. We will not let this matter rest. The Thunder cult will find you. After a long silence, the guard leader glared at Qin Feng coldly. He turned around and ran as soon as he finished speaking. Obviously, he was afraid of Qin Feng. The other 5 guards were startled and immediately followed. The 6 of them ran halfway when Qin Feng's cold voice came from behind. Did I say you can leave? Whoever dares to move will die. The 6 people who were running stopped abruptly. An unprecedented fear rose in their hearts. They were afraid that if they ran any further, they would end up like their junior brother who was cut in half at the waist. As a disciple of the Thunder cult, the guard captain had never been suppressed like this before. The accumulated anger in his heart completely exploded. He suddenly shouted at the crowd, "Everyone, hurry up and kill these 3 people. They aren't demon disciples at all. I'm afraid they're orthodox martial cultivators here to cause trouble." The guard captain's words caused the crowd to boil over. Since ancient times, righteous and fiendish cultivators had always been at odds with one another. Moreover, today was the day of the demon race's General Assembly, yet there were actually orthodox martial cultivators here to cause trouble. The several hundred devil race disciples immediately banded together and glared fiercely at Qin Feng's trio. We're doomed. Qin Feng, let's run. Hua Yin pinched Qin Feng's lower back anxiously. Su Ruo was also fearful. The 2 women knew that Qin Feng was powerful, but he couldn't defeat hundreds of demon disciples by himself. However, Qin Fun's expression was indifferent, as if the hundreds of devil disciples were air. Under the astonished gazes of the crowd, Qin Fun raised his sword and slashed down, creating a sword mark on the ground in front of him. An indifferent voice rang out. "Those who cross this line die. The 6 of you, kowtow and apologize to my 2 women. If you do that, I will spare your lives." From the moment Qin Feng appeared, he had been overbearing. His every word and action set off a storm in everyone's hearts. Everyone knew Qin Feng was powerful, but they didn't know where he got his confidence to be so arrogant. Was he going to rely on his own strength to fight against the entire fiend race? Damn it, this brat is too arrogant. I am the great elder of the Tower of Light, Black Wind. I come to fight you. A furious roar came from the crowd, and an old man wearing a black robe flew over. Before he arrived, a gust of wind blew in the surroundings, causing the trees to sway unsteadily. It was as if a storm was about to happen. When the old man appeared, the crowd went into an uproar. This old man was clearly rather famous in the fiend race, and many people shouted his name. "It's the Tower of Light's Elder Black. I heard that he competed for the Demon King title in the last Demon Gathering. At that time, he was a 9th-layer demonic cultivator. After 3 years, his strength cannot be underestimated." Oof. That brat is indeed too arrogant. To have such a cultivation level at such a young age, he is definitely a cultivation genius. Unfortunately, he's too arrogant. I think Elder Black will be able to destroy him. Damn, why is Elder Black's fireball so swift and fierce? It's as powerful as a meteor shower. This is incredible. Elder Black has awakened a dual elemental skill. He's also a fire elemental and wind elemental demonic cultivator. The crowd discussed endlessly. They were all shocked by Elder Black's strength. In the demon faction, ordinary demonic cultivators could use demonic energy to cultivate a single elemental skill. As for dual elemental demonic cultivators or multi-elemental demonic cultivators, they were geniuses with extremely high talent. Elder Black's flames came like a storm. The crowd of demonic cultivators cried out in shock, and many people had expressions of schadenfreude on their faces. It was as if they could already see the scene of Qin Feng being burned in the flames. However, those smiles quickly froze. Under the crowd's incredulous gazes, a golden light flashed. Qin Feng casually slashed down with the golden phoenix in his hand, and it formed a blade aura that was dozens of meters long. The blade aura was like the wings of a phoenix, and it instantly split apart the fireball. The blade landed on Elder Black's head and suddenly exploded. In an instant, it became a pile of flesh and blood. The noisy crowd fell silent once again. Pairs of eyeballs fell out of their sockets, and they had expressions as if they had seen a ghost. The 2 8th-level demonic cultivators who had been killed in an instant only shocked everyone. Now that even Elder Black had been killed in an instant, the crowd was completely shaken. The guard leader hurriedly grabbed the long spear in front of him and hid it behind him. However, his small movements did not escape Qin Feng's eyes. Qin Feng casually slapped out with his palm, and a white light flashed. Before the guard leader could figure out what was going on, his arm holding the silver spear had already fallen to the ground. The shock that Qin Feng brought was too fierce and too intense. Many demonic cultivators who wanted to challenge him hurriedly took a step back. They were deeply afraid that in the next second, a piece of their body would suddenly disappear. The arrogance of the crowd was suppressed by Qin Feng alone. Wherever Qin Feng's gaze swept past, the crowd immediately lowered their heads. They did not even have the courage to look him in the eye. "Bastard, you dare to break my arm? I want you to die a horrible death." Everyone attacked together. How can we let a martial cultivator behave atrociously here? The guard leader was completely enraged, and he lost his rationality. He leapt up and used his remaining hand to send out several balls of flames. The other guards were also unable to retreat, and they hurriedly surrounded Qin Feng to attack. Rumble. For a time, the sky was raining fire. These guards used their killing moves as soon as they attacked. In front of a powerhouse like Qin Feng, They did not dare to have the slightest reservation. The hundreds of demonic cultivators were still afraid of Qin Feng, but the battle in front of them was related to the major events of demonic cultivators and martial cultivators. No one dared to not fight. Even if they could save their lives now, sooner or later, they would be killed by the joint forces of Demon King Zhong Lu and the other experts of the major demonic sections. Wave after wave of fiend race disciples surged over, like waves upon waves, layer upon layer, without end. The thing that Su Ruoro and Hua Yin were most worried about had happened. The two women were so scared that they were at a loss and forgot to help Qin Feng fight. Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged. He pushed the two women back a few meters. He held the golden phoenix broadsword in his hand, and two balls of flames suddenly rose under his feet. It was a pair of golden whirlwind wheels. In an instant, he flew out with Qin Feng. Rumble! The golden phoenix broadsword slashed down like the overbearing blade of the golden mane Lion King. The 100-meter-long golden broadsword chi was condensed into a solid substance. In an instant, more than a dozen demonic cultivators were cut in half. As soon as the broadsword fell, Qin Feng roared. He raised the golden phoenix broadsword and slashed horizontally, cutting a group of Thunderclap cult's guards in half. Damn, this guy is too fierce. We can't beat him at all. Don't talk about fighting. We can't even get close to his body. Going up to him is suicide. The golden broadsword in his hand is so domineering. It's surging with spiritual energy. What kind of spiritual weapon is that? As soon as the battle began, there was a wave of wailing. Qin Feng was like an undefeatable god of war. His true qi was surging unceasingly. The demonic cultivators below stage 9 could not withstand a single strike from Qin Feng. Only a few experts who had stepped into the demon general stage cherished their lives very much. They hit at the back of the crowd and threw a few fireballs or icicles at Qin Feng, but it was useless. In the demonic cultivators, the division of realms was different from that of the orthodox martial cultivators. In the beginning, when one stepped into the demonic cultivator realm and condensed demonic energy, the realm would be from stage 1 to stage 9. However, after breaking through the stage 9, they would step into a new height and become a powerful demon general. Demon General was also divided into 9 realms, from Stage 1 Demon General to Stage 9 Demon General. Above the Demon General was the Demon King, and above that was the Demon Venerable and Demon God. However, since the development of the earth, there was a lack of spiritual weapons. The most powerful sects in the Demon Holy Land were only experts in the Demon General stage, which was equivalent to the True Chi stage in the orthodox martial cultivators. As for the existence of the Demon King, it had been nearly 100 years since they appeared in the demon race. In the demon race's Saintess and Demon King that were elected in the Demon Race Convention were just titles. Their realms were worlds apart from the Demon King. Out of the 8 guards of the Thunderclap cult, only the guard captain was left. Although he was still alive, he was no different from a dead man. One of his arms had long been cut off by Qin Feng. At this moment, his whole body was covered with cuts and blood kept spurting out. Bastard, what are you all doing? The orthodox martial cultivators came to the demon race's holy land to provoke us, and you all actually preserve your strength? If Demon King Zhong Lu finds out about this, you'll all die a horrible death. The guard captain was basically a cripple now. His strength as a stage 9 demon cultivator was completely gone. He was leaning against a tree, unable to even stand up. Today, he didn't want to live, but he wanted to see Qin Feng and the other 2 get hacked to death with his own eyes. An angry roar jolted the demon disciples back to their senses. The guard captain continued to shout, "Grandmaster Eagle of the Heavenly Eagle sect, don't hide anymore. I've already seen you. As a first-layer demon general expert, why are you hiding at the back and not fighting?" The leader of the guards quickly scanned through the crowd and called out many people's names. The Blizzard Witch of the Flying Fox, Snow Mountain. You're also a level 1 demon general. Hurry up and fight. Elder Sword Demon of the Ancient Demon Sword. What are you doing? Grandmaster Soul Exalt of the Void Hall. One by one, the demon race was named by the guard captain. The demon race and the orthodox martial cultivators appeared together. Since the beginning of the martial arts world in China, the number of demon race experts was innumerable. It was just that these people were more afraid of death and didn't want to show themselves. Chapter 1233. Originally, this group of experts hid at the back of the crowd and refused to make a move. Now that they were called out by the guard captain of the Thunder Order, it would be inexcusable for them to not make a move. Whoosh! A black shadow flickered, and an old man with white hair and a ruddy complexion suddenly jumped to the center of the field. The old man stood with his hands behind his back and stared at Qin Feng with eyes as sharp as an eagle's. Brat, this is the sacred land of the demon race. Although your skills are extraordinary, you are simply courting death if you want to behave atrociously here. The old man who jumped out had a strong demonic aura. His strength was much stronger than that of the guard captain and the light tower's Elder Blackwind. As soon as his voice fell, the crowd of demons began to discuss fervently. It really is the Heavenly Eagle Sex, Eldering. This is an expert of the first level of Demon General. That brat is finished. I suspect that he is only an orthodox martial cultivator who has broken through to the first level of true Qi. Now that a Demon General has appeared, a true Qi stage martial cultivator is nothing. This is the consequence of daring to cause trouble in the sacred land of the demon race. The previously gloomy crowd of demons immediately boosted their morale because of the appearance of Elder Ing. However, Elder Ing stood on the ground and did not make a move for a long time because he was somewhat fearful of Qin Feng. After a 9th-level demonic cultivator, one would step into the demon general realm, which was equivalent to the orthodox realm of true Qi. Grandmaster Ing was a 1st-level demon general, but he did not dare to say that he could casually slap a 9th-level demonic cultivator to death. You do have some strength, but you are also here to die. Qin Feng indifferently glanced at Grandmaster Ing without much change in his expression. Although Qin Feng was only at the 2nd level of true Qi, he could kill a martial artist at the 4th level of true Qi when he used his full strength. Arrogant person, watch my claws. Grandmaster Ing was insulted by a junior and was instantly enraged. He leaped and instantly arrived above Qin Feng's head. The crowd cried out in alarm. At this moment, Grandmaster Ing spread his arms wide and his claws were like hooks. His body exploded with surging green demonic aura. The demonic aura seemed to take form and formed a pair of eagle wings on his back. His claws also had curved blades, and even his mouth had a long and sharp beak. He swooped down like a birdman. What is this? Many of the devil cultivator disciples were dumbfounded. Logically speaking, only those who had stepped into the Devil King realm would be able to use such a technique. Grandmaster Ing was only a Devil General stage expert. How could he use it? Looks like the rumors are true. The Heavenly Eagle faction that Grandmaster Eagle belongs to has a secret art that they don't impart to outsiders. Upon mastery of the art, one can summon a Heavenly Eagle, which increases one's defense and battle prowess. What I've seen today is truly incredible. The transformation technique of Grandmaster Ing made the disciples of the Devil Clan gasp in amazement. This was originally a technique that could only be used by the Devil King stage, but it was used by Grandmaster Ing, who was in the Devil General stage. Hearing the praises from all around him, Grandmaster Ying's eyes flashed with pride. At this moment, he had already arrived above Qin Feng's head, and a pair of sharp claws swiped towards Qin Feng. Chirp! However, the angry cry of a heavenly eagle suddenly sounded. Qin Feng held a domineering purple heavenly eagle battle bow in his hand. There was no bowstring on the bow, but it was drawn to the fullest. A purple eagle soared into the sky. Since you can transform into a heavenly eagle, then I will use a real heavenly eagle to defeat you. In the face of Grandmaster Ying's ultimate technique, Qin Feng's expression did not change. He stood leisurely in place, drew his bow, and shot fiercely. A heavenly eagle flew into the sky, followed by a dozen or so heavenly eagles that roared at the sky. The violent airflow exploded around Grandmaster Ying's body. The feathers on his back were scattered, and the sharp claws on his hands were badly mutilated. In the end, his body exploded. Before he could even touch Qin Feng's body, he had already been blasted into meat paste. The praises and praises of Grandmaster Ing came to an abrupt halt. Hundreds of Devil Clan disciples' jaws dropped to the ground. They were completely stunned by the scene in front of them. That was Grandmaster Ing, who was in the first level of the Devil General stage, but he couldn't even withstand a single blow from that kid. Blizzard Witch of the Flying Fox Snow Mountain is here. Ancient Demon Sword. Elder Sword Demon is here to fight with you, kid. Soul Lock Grandmaster of the Void Soul Palace is here to ask for advice. After a brief moment of shock, a large group of experts jumped out from the crowd. The weakest among them was a first-level Devil General. There were even 5 second-level Devil General and 1 third-level Devil General. Those low-level Devil Cultivator disciples who were still in the Devil Chi stage retreated in fear. This battle had already exceeded their endurance. They didn't even have the qualifications to join the battlefield. The Devil General stage was opposite to the orthodox True Chi stage. Moreover, the strength of the Devil Cultivator was slightly stronger. A first-level Devil General stage Devil Cultivator could show disdain for a first-level True Chi stage Orthodox Martial Cultivator. As for the third-level Devil General stage expert, he was comparable to a fourth-level True Chi stage expert. The surging Devil Chi on his body was like a surging wave, making people feel intimidated. Good. Everyone attacked together. I don't believe that we can't kill that kid. Seeing that the real experts of the Devil Clan had jumped out, the guard captain excitedly shouted. But just as he shouted, a white light flashed and his head flew out. This person is a bit noisy. What do you guys think? Even though more than a dozen Devil General stage experts had jumped out and surrounded him, Qin Feng's expression didn't change. With a wave of his hand, he killed another 9th-level Devil Cultivator. The group of Devil Cultivator disciples were shocked and didn't know what to say. Qin Feng's strength had exceeded everyone's imagination time and time again. They were thinking, when did such a strong expert appear in the orthodox martial cultivation world? Hua Yin and Su Ruoro were full of worry. The aura of the surrounding Devil Generals was obviously several times stronger, making the two girls feel a burst of pressure. Looking at the more than a dozen experts glaring at Qin Feng, the two girls were a little uncertain. They didn't know if Qin Feng could defeat so many experts. Arrogant Junior, you actually dared to kill a Devil General of the Devil Clan. You simply don't, an old man from an unknown sect shouted. His body was surging with Devil Chi. Obviously, he was also a great expert of the first-level Devil General stage. But just as he was shouting, a golden light came from the sky, scaring the surrounding Devil Generals into immediately dodging. The old man, however, didn't have time to react and was split in half by the blade. The mountain forest was filled with the smell of blood. Qin Feng had always been decisive in killing. With a single blade, another Devil General fell. The group of Devil Chi stage disciples were so scared that they wanted to turn around and run. Even the dozen Devil General experts who had surrounded Qin Feng were stunned for a moment. The Devil Generals of the Devil Clan were equivalent to the great experts of the true energy realm among the orthodox martial cultivation world. In the outer martial world, only the elders of the inner hidden sects could cultivate true energy realm experts. Even the sect leaders of the 5 big sects of the outer hidden sects were at the peak of stage 9 inner chi, unable to break through the barrier of the true energy realm. True energy realm experts were extremely rare among the orthodox martial cultivation world. Similarly, Devil Generals were also the peak combat power of the Devil Clan. Which of these experts wasn't an elder of a sect? They were existences that could shake the entire Devil Clan. Now that they had fallen into Qin Feng's hands, it was as easy as killing a chicken. It was really unimaginable. Great Master Soul Lock, what should we do? The dozen or so Devil Generals were stunned. They all looked at an old man dressed in a black robe with fluttering white hair. This old man was also someone Qin Feng was constantly on guard against. His violent devil chi clearly suppressed everyone. Orthodox martial cultivation dares to cause trouble in the Devil Clan's sacred land. Today is an important day of the Devil Clan Conference. As a member of the Devil Clan, we must fight to the death. This concerns the reputation of the entire Devil Clan. No one is allowed to retreat, or else I will send them on their way. The Void Soul Temple was one of the 5 big devil sects of the Devil Clan. Great Master Solok was the great elder of the Void Soul Temple. It was rumored that he had stepped into the 3rd Devil General Realm more than 10 years ago. He only lacked an opportunity to break through to the 4th Devil General Realm. At this moment, among the hundreds of Devil Clan disciples present, Great Master Solok was the strongest. When he said this, everyone immediately gave up on the idea of escaping. Since they were going to die either way, these devil cultivators were completely enraged. More than 10 black shadows flickered in the sky and attacked Qin Feng at the same time. Qin Feng, be careful, Su Ruoro and Hua Yin cried out at the same time. Before they finished speaking, a white shadow flashed by, stepping on 2 balls of fire. In the blink of an eye, he was already standing in the sky above everyone's heads. Qin Feng held the golden phoenix saber in his hand, and the golden whirlwind wheels under his feet were like 2 bright suns. There was also a pink light flickering around Qin Feng's body. The wind howled, and that was the sound of the cosmic sword dancing in the air. Boom! The golden phoenix saber slashed down, instantly creating a 100-meter-long golden saber chi. The air was sliced in half, and there was an explosive sound. The 2 devil generals that were charging at Qin Feng couldn't dodge in time, and they were instantly blown to pieces by the golden saber chi. However, at this moment, a pink light flashed, and the other 2 devil generals felt a stabbing pain in their hearts. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. Another 4 devil generals had fallen. The sky seemed to be dyed red, and a deep ravine was left in the ground. This was a crack created by the saber chi. However, the attacks of the devil generals also attacked Qin Feng. The sky was filled with fireballs and ice like a dense net, covering half of the sky. Violent, demonic chi exploded in the air. Even Qin Feng didn't dare to face it head-on. Moreover, his purple thunder wild robe and black tortoise shield had been destroyed in the battle with Ling Jiuqian. At this time, Qin Feng didn't have a powerful protective spiritual weapon. He stepped on the golden whirlwind wheels and turned into a white shadow. Bang, 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 bang. Loud noises sounded in the sky. The attacks of the devil generals collided with each other, as if a hole had been blasted in the sky. The devil chi stage disciples, Hua Yin and Su Ruoro, retreated again and again until they were dozens of meters away from the battlefield. The surrounding demonic chi was turbulent, and the pressure made it hard for everyone to breathe. Kid, you are indeed powerful. You have a lot of treasures on you. Unfortunately, you dare to trespass into the sacred land of the devil race. Today you will die for sure. The speed of the golden whirlwind wheel was incomparably fast, much faster than a flying sword. Those first-level devil general experts couldn't even keep track of Qin Feng's movements. However, a black shadow flashed behind Qin Feng. The Soul Lock Grandmaster of the Void Soul Palace was actually following behind Qin Feng. Soul Lock. The Soul Lock Master clasped his fingers together and suddenly roared. A strange energy wave rippled around Qin Feng. No one knew what kind of strange skill this Soul Lock Master had cultivated, but he seemed to be able to control Qin Feng's mind, causing his body to pause in the air for a moment. However, it was this pause that allowed the devil generals to find his position. Several black shadows flew over, and the shadows of swords and sabers shrouded Qin Feng. In an instant, Qin Feng was completely surrounded. Chapter 1234. The group of demon race disciples, Su Ruoro and Hua Yin, had been paying close attention to the battle. When they saw this scene, both sides were astonished. The demon race disciples roared in excitement, as if Qin Feng would surely die under this wave of fierce attacks. Hua Yin and Su Ruoro turned pale with fright. They kept shouting Qin Feng's name, but their voices were drowned out by the deafening explosions in the sky. When Qianfen came back to his senses, he found himself in a difficult situation. He couldn't help but look at Master Soullock. This guy was strong and cultivated a secret technique. He was a difficult opponent to deal with. Seeing that the flames and ice were about to hit him, Qianfen simply didn't dodge. He swung the golden phoenix, descending from the sky, and once again triggered a world-shattering momentum. Rumble! A deafening boom resounded through the sky, and the golden saber Qi forcefully split the air in front of Qianfen. The attacks of those demon generals disappeared under the violent saber Qi, and 2 of them were even sent flying. However, there were still quite a number of fireballs that landed on Qianfen. Master Soullock sent out a few palm strikes and sent Qianfen flying. That kid is injured. Everyone go. Originally, there were 15 demon generals surrounding Qianfen. Now, there were only 8 left. The 8 of them leaped forward, not giving Qianfen any chance to catch his breath. Master Soullock was the first to arrive. He landed at the edge of a huge crater, raised his hand, and struck Qianfen several times. Whoosh! White light flickered, and 2 balls of flames flickered. Although Qianfen was hit, he was only lightly injured. This group of demon generals was still too weak. Only the demon general level 3 Soullock Master could barely injure Qianfen. As soon as they arrived on the ground, they discovered that Qianfen had disappeared. A chill ran down their spines. Everyone turned their heads to look at the sky. Qianfen stood on 2 balls of fire, holding a golden broadsword that was as domineering as the wings of a phoenix. No one knew when, but a blood-red armor had appeared on his body. There seemed to be blood flowing in the armor, making Qianfen look incomparably terrifying. Roar! The pure spirit blood in the blood demon armor was activated. Qianfen roared like an ancient beast that had awakened. The birds and beasts in the forest flew about, intimidated by Qianfeng's roar. There were also some wolf and bear howls, as if they were paying their respects to the Lord of all beasts. Why does this kid have so many treasures? This crimson armor is not simple. What's with the flames under his feet? He can actually fly in the air? I've only heard of the appearance of flying swords in ancient times. That's an existence akin to a divine artifact. But that kid isn't standing on a flying sword. It's really unfathomable. The group of demon generals was shocked by the strength Qianfen displayed time and time again. Even Master Soullock was unable to walk in the air for a long time. That was an ability that only half-step demon kings could have, but Qianfen was able to fly freely at such a young age. It was truly enviable. No matter how many treasures he has, we'll split them evenly after we kill him. Qianfen's treasures had already made these demon generals lose their minds, but they had forgotten about Qianfen's powerful skills. A white shadow flashed by, and the blizzard witch of the Flying Fox Snow Mountain was the first to rush into the sky. This blizzard demoness was also very famous in the demon race. She had white hair, but had the youthful appearance of a 17 or 18-year-old girl. Her figure was tall and hot, and she had cultivated her devil chi to the attribute of blizzard. She could be considered a genius demoness in the demon race. Seeing the blizzard demoness make her move, the crowd was once again in discussion. Many people were fascinated by the demoness' sexy body and elegant appearance, forgetting that there was still a battle of life and death here. Qianfen stood on the whirlwind golden wheel and hovered in the air motionlessly. The blizzard demoness had already sent out several palm strikes. Suddenly, the weather changed drastically. The scorching sun was covered by dark clouds, and a gust of wind mixed with a blizzard arrived, causing the temperature of the entire forest to plummet by dozens of degrees. Is this the famous blizzard demoness of the demon race? The devil chi skill that she awakened is too powerful. It's dozens of times more powerful than our flames and ice. Rumor has it that a true Chi Stage 2 martial practitioner fought with the blizzard demoness, and in the end, he was frozen to death by the blizzard. That was 3 years ago. The blizzard demoness today might not even be afraid of a true Chi Stage 3 expert. That kid definitely can't escape. True Chi Stage 3? That guy is young and looks like he's only in his early 20s. He definitely can't break through to true Chi Stage 3. The Blizzard Demoness' beautiful eyes were filled with snowflakes, as if she was frozen. Her white hair seemed to be condensed from flying snow, and the white robe on her body was already frozen. The 7 demon generals all retreated to the side, shivering in the cold blizzard. All eyes were focused on Qin Fun, but they saw him standing motionlessly in the air. The golden phoenix in his hand chopped down, but its speed was obviously much slower. Even the golden blade, Qi, had slowed down, as if it was about to be frozen by the blizzard. A layer of ice appeared in front of Qin Fun, and the surface of the ice flickered with a deep blue light. It looked incomparably hard. The Blizzard Demoness suddenly reached out with an ice spike, wanting to pierce Qin Fun's chest. Time seemed to be frozen, but there was a slight cracking sound. After Qin Fun's blade fell, he stood in the air with his hands behind his back. His body was sealed in ice, like an ice sculpture. But under the circumstances that everyone could see with their naked eyes, cracks appeared in the layer of ice. The cracks increased, and the cracks continued to expand. Just as the Blizzard Demoness ice spike was about to touch Qin Fun's chest, there was a loud explosion, and a golden light flashed again, giving off a dazzling brilliance like the sun. Rumble, rumble. Once the explosion started, it seemed as if it could not be stopped. The Blizzard Witch's expression changed drastically. Just as she was about to retreat, a thin crack appeared between her eyebrows. However, in the next second, the crack spread throughout her entire body. The Blizzard Witch, who was a level 2 demon general, exploded into a bloody flower high up in the sky, dyeing the surrounding white snow a bloody red hiss. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. The chill in their hearts was even stronger than the blizzard. That was a level 2 demon general, the Blizzard Demoness, who had awakened the rare attribute of blizzard demonic energy. Such an outstanding demoness of the demon race had fallen just like that. She had come here to compete for the position of the demon race's holy maiden. Even a candidate for the demon race's holy maiden had died. The crowd was in an uproar. Even in the face of the demon race's reputation being tarnished, these demon cultivators did not dare to act rashly. The remaining 7 demon generals stood in a row and looked at Master Soul Lock of the Void Soul Palace. Master Soul Lock's expression was incomparably solemn. He looked at Qin Fun, who was still floating in the air, and no one knew what he was thinking. Among the remaining 6 demon generals, 3 were level 1 and 3 were level 2. Even the Blizzard Demoness had been killed, so they were obviously not enough to fill the gap between Qin Fun's teeth. Master Soul Lock, this brat is too powerful. Let's retreat first and report to the leaders of the 5 demon sections. Tell Demon King Chong Lu to bring people to kill him. The Sword Demon Elder of the Ancient Demon Sword already had the intention to retreat. As soon as he finished speaking, the others also tried to persuade Master Soul Lock. In reality, Master Soul Lock was already thinking of retreating. Although he had hit Qin Fun with his palm, it was a sneak attack when everyone was attacking Qin Fun. Now, the remaining demon generals were not all at the same level, and most of them were injured. However, Qin Fun, who was in the air, seemed to be completely fine. Even after fighting for so long, he was still full of battle intent. Fellow demons, why are all of you joining forces to fight me? This makes me very unhappy. Just when everyone was at a loss, Qin Fun's cold voice fell from the sky. A white shadow flashed, and Qin Fun landed on the ground. He stood in front of Su Ruoro and Hua Yin again. He stood at the place where he first appeared, as if nothing had happened. However, looking at the blood all over the ground, Qin Fun had already killed 8 demon generals in the past 10 minutes. Among them, there was no lack of demon elites like the Blizzard Demoness. Master Soul Lock and the others' expressions turned cold. They were so angry that their eyeballs almost popped out. As an orthodox martial cultivator, Qin Fun had trespassed into the demon race's sacred land, and he still had the nerve to ask everyone why they wanted to kill him. Brat, you are indeed powerful, and we can't do anything to you. However, don't think that you can run amok just because of this. Trespassing into the demon race's sacred land? There are many experts in the demon race. After this, Demon King Zhong Lu will bring more experts to kill you. You will definitely die. Master Solok shouted as he blew his beard. Qin Fen walked towards the demon generals, and the 7 of them immediately got into a fighting stance. However, they heard Qin Fen say with a smile, "I am a demon, the leader of the demon moon cult, young Master Feng. I am here to participate in the demon races convention. How is this trespassing into the demon race's sacred land?" Qin Feng's words caused everyone to be shocked. Following that, they were filled with anger that reached the heavens. Qin Fen had killed 8 demon generals single-handedly, and one of the 2 women he brought was a martial cultivator. How could he have the nerve to say such words? Now you know fear, right? Do you think we are 3-year-old children? You and that woman are both martial cultivators, so you don't have to pretend to be from the demon race. I can see clearly with one glance. Master Solok's face was cold, and he did not believe Qin Fen's nonsense. Even Hua Yin and Su Ruo Ro rolled their eyes. Qin Fen's excuse was too far-fetched. Swoosh! A white shadow flashed, and Qin Fen instantly appeared in the sky above the crowd. In the next moment, everyone was dumbfounded by the strange scene in the sky. Qin Fen stood on a pair of fire wheels and hovered in the air. His left hand was burning with a dazzling flame, and his right hand was holding a long and sharp ice sword. These flames and ice were all released by Qin Fen. The ability he displayed was not only that of a demon cultivator, but that of a demon cultivator with 2 attributes. How is this possible? Is this person really a demon cultivator? And he has 2 attributes of fire and ice? This is crazy. We have been fighting for so long. So he is fighting one of our own? No. Even if this brat is a demon cultivator, that woman is definitely a martial cultivator. Even the red up between her eyebrows is painted on. Qin Fen's every move affected the minds of hundreds of demon disciples. Su Ruoro was at a loss when she heard everyone's discussion. Qin Fen flashed and landed beside her. Just throw these talismans and chant the incantation at the same time. As soon as Qin Fen landed, he secretly stuffed a fireball talisman into Su Ruoro's hand. Su Ruoro looked at Qin Fen in a daze, and she did not understand what he meant. The group of demon cultivators surrounded Su Ruoro, and they all questioned her identity. Su Ruoro was so nervous that her palms were sweating. She did not care too much and threw the talismans according to Qin Fen's instructions. The instant she threw them out, she chanted the incantation that Qin Fen taught her. Rumble. Chapter 1235. Su Ruoro's flames came too suddenly, and the hundreds of demon disciples were all dumbfounded. Master Solok and the other 6 demon generals were even more dumbfounded. They looked as if they wanted to gouge their eyes out. This woman is also a demon cultivator? What the fuck was going on? Fellow Taoists, do you believe that the 3 of us are demon disciples now? This time, I brought the demon moon cult to participate in the demon clan conference, but I didn't expect to be rejected by you. This is truly disappointing. Qin Feng took advantage of the situation, yet he was still acting innocent. He had a pained expression on his face, as if he was the victim. Su Ruoro and Hua Yin were amused by Qin Feng, while Master Solok and the others were extremely depressed. Since you're a demon disciple, why are you so ruthless? Why did you kill 8 demon generals in a row? Master Solok questioned Qin Feng angrily. Qin Feng curled his lips and said carelessly, "I was forced to do this, but you guys joined hands to kill me first. Do you think I should just let myself be captured and wait to be killed by you?" Master Solok was speechless, and the other 6 demon generals looked deflated. As for the hundreds of demon disciples, they were so depressed that they wanted to vomit blood. In the end, this was just a misunderstanding, but this misunderstanding caused the death of 8 demon general stage masters. It was a pity to think about it. Master Solok's mouth opened and closed for a long time, but he couldn't find any words to refute. Finally, he glared at Su Ruoro and said, "Since she's a demon cultivator, why did she draw a fake demon mark between her brows? That's a demon mark formed by a demon general. Many orthodox martial cultivators like to draw fake demon marks to sneak into the demon clan's sacred land. This question was on everyone's mind. The main reason why these demon disciples suspected Qin Feng and the other two was because of the demon mark between Su Ruo's brows. What's wrong with drawing a demon mark? Mine was also drawn. Our cultivation is too low, so we drew a demon mark to put on a show. What if people bully us wherever we go? We're women. Huayan suddenly jumped out and rubbed her forehead. Her mark was wiped away, and the demon disciples and Su Ruo were dumbfounded. You guys are really infuriating. After understanding the cause of the matter, the Soul Lock Grandmaster, who was a level 3 demon general, almost died of anger on the spot. Just because of a small misunderstanding, 8 demon generals had fallen. Just thinking about it was enough to give him a headache. Secretly, Qin Feng glanced at Huayan with admiration. This girl is always so mischievous. Qin Feng chuckled inwardly when he saw the dejected expressions on the faces of the demons. Since the misunderstanding has been resolved, apologize to my 2 female disciples and let us in. I can forgive you this once. Qin Feng's words infuriated the demons. Master Soul Lock and the other 6 demon generals even jumped to their feet. What did you say? And you want us to apologize to your disciple? You killed 8 demon generals in a row. It's already good enough that I didn't make you apologize. Master Soul Lock roared angrily. Qin Feng's expression turned cold, and a raging flame suddenly appeared on his hands. This was the myriad beast true fire. It instantly raised the surrounding temperature, and the air that came into contact with it seemed to distort from the heat. The 6 demon generals hurriedly took a step back in fright. They stared at the burning flame in Qin Feng's hands with fear. Master Soul Lock became nervous, but he pretended to be calm and said, "Young Master Feng, I think we should just let this matter go. We're all demon disciples, and we'll see each other all the time. There's no need to sour our relationship, right?" Rumble. As soon as Master Soul Lock finished speaking, Qin Feng struck out with his palm. The destructive fire transformed into 2 fireballs that streaked across the sky. Master Soul Lock's expression changed drastically. By the time he reacted, it was already too late to dodge. He struck out with his skinny hands, and a wall of ice instantly appeared in front of him. Bang! The wall of ice instantly shattered. How could the ice formed by demonic qi withstand the power of the destructive fire? The fireball struck Master Soul Lock's chest and sent him flying high into the sky. He spat out a mouthful of blood in midair and fell heavily into the forest a dozen or so meters away. Gasp! The demon disciples sucked in a breath of cold air. They were completely dumbfounded by the scene before them. That was the Soul Lock Grandmaster of the 3rd layer of the Devil General realm. The sect he belonged to was the Void Soul Palace, one of the 5 great sects of the Devil race. The Soul Lock Grandmaster had come to contest for the position of Devil King. Who would have thought that such a powerful Devil Sovereign would be sent flying by a young boy? Even Huayan and Su Ruo were shocked. The 2 women knew that Qin Feng was very powerful, but it was only at this moment that they personally felt his power. Qin Feng's reputation as the most powerful person in China's secular world, as well as the leader of the martial world, was not undeserved. He had single-handedly charged into the demon race's sacred land and defeated all the powerful demons. Yet, he still stood tall in this forest. Master Soul Lock lay on the ground, unable to get up. However, Qin Feng did not even spare him a glance. Instead, he swept his cold gaze over the other 6 demon generals. "You don't want to apologize to my disciple?" Qin Feng's anger for a beauty was unrivaled. The 6 demon generals panicked. Master Soul Lock had been sent flying, so how could they dare to make Qin Feng their enemy? Young Master Feng. I'm blind to have offended young Master Feng's disciple. I hereby apologize. I hope the 2 beauties can forgive me. Young Master Feng is mighty. With a genius like you, the demon race will definitely develop better and better in the future. The Great Demon Mountain is willing to be an ally of the Demon Moon cult in the future and listen to young Master Feng's orders. The 6 demon generals hesitated for a moment before they all submitted to Qin Fun. It did not matter whether they submitted sincerely or not. They had no choice but to respect Qin Fun. Hua Yin and Su Ruoro were dumbfounded. Not long ago, they were in a critical situation, thinking of how to escape from the Sea of Fire. Now, a group of demon disciples took the initiative to apologize. They felt as if they were dreaming. Since the 6 demon generals had submitted, the hundreds of demon disciples immediately followed suit. Young Master Feng is mighty. Demon Moon Cult is mighty. Master Soul Lock, who was lying by the side with no one showing any interest in him, was fuming with rage. However, he did not dare to oppose Qin Fun. Qin Fun's strength had shocked even Master Soul Lock. How old was this kid? It would be hard to imagine how powerful he would be in 8 to 10 years' time. The 8 guard to the Thunderbolt cult were all killed by Qin Fun. Now, no one could verify everyone's identity. Qin Fun let the group of demon disciples lead the way to the Holy Land where the demon conference was being held. It turned out that this mountain forest was just an entrance, which was still over 10 kilometers away from the venue of the demon convention. After flying all the way in a mountain forest, they finally came to an open plain. From a long distance, they could see a huge field in the valley. It seemed that the field of the demon convention was over there. When they arrived at their destination, the hundreds of demon disciples heaved a long sigh of relief. Qin Fun's strength had been weighing on everyone's hearts. They were afraid that this cruel and ruthless person would kill all of them. The place where the demon conference was being held was where the experts of the 6 major demon sects were gathered. These 6 major sects had countless experts, so Qin Fun was not allowed to do as he pleased. Qin Fun, the demon chi over there is very strong. Should we go back? Su Ruoro suddenly stopped and looked at Qin Fun worriedly. Su Ruoro had come to save her mother, as she did not want to burden Qin Fun. After arriving at the demon Holy Land, Su Ruoro realized that there were many demon sects and experts here. Su Ruoro was not afraid of dying here, but she could not drag Qin Fun down with her. Hua Yan's little face was also incomparably solemn. She knew more about the demon race and knew how powerful the demon Holy Land was. Why are you leaving since you're already here? Ruoro, don't worry, I'll save Annie. Qin Fun could also feel the demon chi in the distance, but he would not retreat. Wasn't Su Ruoro's mother his mother? Su Ruoro wanted to persuade him again, but Qin Fun waved his hand. He looked like he had already made up his mind to leave. The 2 women understood Qin Fun's personality very well, so they did not say anything more. Qin Fun, there are 6 major sects in the Demon Holy Land. They are equivalent to the hidden 5 hegemons. There are many experts in these 6 sects, and they almost support the prosperity of the entire demon race. The demon disciples in the forest before us are all from small sects because the real 6 major sects do not need to check their identities. As the organizer and the impartial side, they have already gathered at the venue. We must be more careful, since the Demon Holy Land Convention was inevitable. Hua Yin had already begun to tell Qin Fun and Su Ruoro about the demon race. Qin Fun frowned slightly, and his expression became slightly solemn. Su Ruoro was alarmed when she heard this, and she wanted to persuade Qin Fun to go back again. Junior brother Soul Lock, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so flustered? Everyone had already arrived at the venue of the convention, and a gray-haired elder came to greet them. When Master Soul Lock saw the elder, he ran up to him in surprise, and the anxiety in his heart was instantly swept away. Soul-snatching sect leader, we met an enemy in the forest. The gray-haired, black-robed elder was the soul-snatching sect leader, the vice-sect leader of the Void Soul Palace, one of the 6 major sects of the demon race. He frowned and asked doubtfully, Junior brother, you met an enemy? This shouldn't be. The people who came with you are all from the ordinary sects of the demon race. How can anyone be your opponent? It turned out that the 6 major sects of the demon race had each sent some experts to the forest to receive them, and Master Solok was one of the members sent to receive them. Moreover, he was the most powerful person in the receiving team. He was a level 3 demon general expert, and he was a rare great expert in the entire demon race. How could he meet an enemy? Master Solak had a gloomy expression, and the other 6 demon generals stood at the side gloomily. The representatives of the 6 major sects walked over, and when they saw the situation, they were puzzled. Sect leader Soul, snatching, "What's wrong with these people? Why are they all injured?" A white-haired demoness walked over. The Soul, snatching sect leader was also puzzled. He looked at Junior Brother Solak and said, "Junior Brother, tell everyone." Chapter 1236. The 6 demon sovereigns all looked over and saw Qin Feng leisurely strolling toward them with women on his left and right. The soul-seizing sect leader exclaimed, "What did you say? You were injured by that kid? How old is he?" The female devil of the Star Moon sect, Baiyu, was also surprised. Standing beside her were the red-head old monster of the life and death gate, the sword demon, great venerable of the ancient demon sword, and the Thunder Cult's demon king Zhong Lu. Looking at the surprised expressions of the demon supremacies, Master Solak felt even more aggrieved and said, "I wasn't the one who was injured by him. The demon generals we went to help were all injured by him. 8 demon generals died in the forest. In the end, the 7 of us had to apologize to him to save our lives." The soul-seizing sect leader's words stunned the demon sovereigns. Very soon, the soul-seizing sect leader came back to his senses and slapped Qin Feng, who was walking towards him. Rumble! A ball of scorching fire ignited, burning the air in front of Qin Feng and the other 2. The group of demon disciples didn't know what was going on, and they were attracted by this sudden fight. Damn, it's the soul-seizing sect leader. Who is that kid? How did he offend the soul-seizing sect leader? The people who rushed over did not know Qin Feng and were gloating. It seemed that Qin Feng was going to be in trouble. However, the eyeballs of the devil race disciples who came with Qin Feng fell to the ground. Qin Feng was already incomparably overbearing in the forest, and he was strong and invincible. They didn't expect that this guy would fight with the soul-seizing palace's sect leader the moment he arrived at the venue. A dazzling ice wall appeared in front of Qin Feng and the other 2. The ice was extremely hard and shone with a dazzling dark blue light under the sunlight. The soul-seizing sect leader's fire was useless and extinguished when it came into contact with the ice wall. The atmosphere suddenly became heavy. Everyone looked at the young Qin Feng in disbelief. That was the soul-seizing sect leader's fire, and it was blocked by this kid? Who are you? Let me fight with you. The soul-seizing sect leader was stunned and could not accept the reality in front of him. A white shadow flashed, and the white moon female demon of the Stellar Luna sect leaped above Qin Feng's head. Stab! The white moon female demoness clawed at the air, and a violent and turbulent demonic aura condensed into an ice spear. Then, she thrust it at Qin Feng's head. The crowd exclaimed again. Su Ruo and Hua Yin were scared out of their wits. Why did they start fighting so soon after they arrived? Looking at the dense mass of Demon Clan disciples surrounding them, the 2 women wished they could pull Qin Feng and escape immediately. However, Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged. Suddenly, he thrust his palm into the air, and several balls of destructive fire soared into the sky. The white moon she-devil's eyes suddenly turned solemn. The icicle in her hand turned into mist and dissipated as soon as it came into contact with the destructive fire. She didn't even have time to condense a second icicle. She hastily retreated back to her original position. The surroundings fell into a deathly silence. All the fiend race disciples were frightened to the point of not even daring to breathe loudly. As soon as Qin Feng arrived, he fought with the representatives of 2 of the 5 major demon sections. Although neither of them was injured, Qin Feng had the upper hand in this simple fight. A question arose in everyone's mind. Just who is this unfamiliar young man? You guys attacked me the moment you saw me. What's the meaning of this? Qin Feng waved his hand, and the ball of flames immediately disappeared. He was somewhat shocked. The soul-snatching sect leader and the white moon female demoness who fought with him just now were not to be underestimated. They were even more powerful than the Solak Master. They seemed to be experts who had broken through to the 4th level of the demon general realm. Demon cultivators were stronger than orthodox martial cultivators. The fourth level of the demon general realm was stronger than the fourth level of the true chi realm. The highest realm that Qinfen could challenge was the fourth level of the true chi realm. If the representatives of the 5 major demon sects attacked together, Qinfen could only put on the Black Dragon mech and carry the Wind and Cloud Mad demon cannon. Seeing that the situation was not good, Qinfen stopped attacking. The soul-snatching sect leader glared at Qinfen and shouted, "Why do you think we attacked you? Why did you attack my junior brother and the other demon generals in the forest? You can't blame me for this. It was your junior brother and the others who wanted to kill me. I was just defending myself." Qinfen's words almost infuriated the soul-seizing sect leader to death. The soul-seizing sect leader had just learned from junior brother Sui Han what had happened. Qinfen had killed 8 demon generals by himself, and he had even severely injured Master Sui Han and 7 other demon generals. "Brat, no matter how much you say, it's useless. You dare to attack the guards formed by the 5 major sects? You even killed 8 of the demon generals. Today, you can only atone for your sins with your death." The soul-snatching sect leader roared, and once again sent his palm over. Balls of flames fell like rain, dyeing half the sky red. Many of the demon disciples were so scared that they hurriedly retreated. They could not withstand the soul-snatching sect leader's flame attack. Female demoness Baiyu also leaped up, condensing a sharp ice thorn in her hand, and pointed it straight at Qinfen. The sword demon of the ancient demon sword sect and the redhead old monster of the gate of life and death finally understood the situation. The 2 old monsters were immediately enraged. In the sacred land of the demon race, the 5 major demon sects were the leaders, and the disciples of the other sects were very respectful. Who would dare to kill the disciples of the 5 major sects? This was simply courting death. Of the 5 major sects, only the Thunder sect's demon king Zhong Lu was not present. The representatives of the other 4 sects rushed towards Qinfen. For a moment, the demonic energy surged, as if it was going to destroy the world. Su Ruo Ro and Huayan's strength was too low, and they could not withstand the impact of the demonic energy. "You guys go hide at the side." Qinfen's expression suddenly became serious, and he pushed the 2 girls dozens of meters away from the crowd. If the soul-snatching sect leader and the others challenge him alone, Qinfen would not be afraid. However, when the 4 demon generals attacked together, even Qinfen felt a lot of danger. Rumble! A loud sound exploded on Qinfen's body. The blood demon armor flowed with red light, and the pure spirit blood inside was activated. Qinfen was like an ancient giant beast that had suddenly awakened. This change in aura caused the soul-snatching sect leader and the others to be slightly stunned. However, the 4 of them quickly regained their senses, and they were already around Qinfen. Boom! The soul-snatching sect leader's fireball was the first to land. Qinfen waved his palm in the air, and an extreme ice wall blocked the rain of fire. The cold wind behind him was extremely cold, and the female devil Baiyu threw an ice spike at him. Her aura was like a speeding truck. Qinfen waved his hand, and several balls of destructive fire soared into the sky. When the ice spike reached Qinfen's back, it melted into mist and evaporated. After narrowly blocking the fierce attacks of the 2 experts, the other 2 old men's attacks also landed. The ancient demon, sword demon's black hair was disheveled, and he held a blue sword in his hand. He gently slashed the air with his long sword, and in an instant, thousands of sword lights were formed, and they instantly pierced through the extreme ice wall in front of Qinfen. "Brat, you dare to cause trouble in the demon race's sacred land? Go and die." The 3 demon experts completely broke through Qinfen's defense, and the red-headed old man from the Gate of Life and Death launched a fatal attack. The old man's red hair was like a burning flame. He put his palms together above his head, and his entire body flew towards Qinfen like a javelin. His speed was as fast as lightning, and when he arrived in front of Qinfen, he turned into a flaming man. His entire body was covered in raging flames, and he used himself as a sword as if he was a flaming sword. Bang! Qin Fun's abdomen was hit, and the violent demon Qi was like a mountain that smashed him, sending him flying hundreds of meters away on the plains. Su Ruoro and Hua Yin exclaimed in shock, and they quickly rushed towards Qin Fun. However, before the two of them could reach Qin Fun, the soul-snatching sect leader and the others had already landed at the edge of the deep pit. Oomph. This brat is only SOSO. How dare he kill the disciples of the 5 great sects? I'll just kill him with one palm. The red-headed old man shouted loudly. The sword demon Great Venerable carried his treasured sword on his back, and he remained silent with a cold expression. The soul-snatching sect leader glared at Qin Fun, who was in the pit, and roared, "You have such a high cultivation level at such a young age, and you can be considered as an extremely talented genius in the demon clan. However, because you are young and arrogant, you caused such a great disaster today. Now, I'll give you a chance to live. Immediately kneel in front of the representatives of the 5 great sects, kowtow, and admit your mistake. In the future, submit to the 5 great sects, and we'll spare your life." The soul-snatching sect leader fancied Qin Fun's skills, and he planned to subdue Qin Fun. The eyes of the other 3 people also shone brightly. They had personally experienced Qin Fun's strength, and he had stepped into the 3rd stage demon general realm at such a young age. If they took him in as their disciple and trained him well, he would be incredible in the future, and he would be the next demon king. Qin Fun spat out a few mouthfuls of blood, and he swallowed a few pills. The chaotic aura in his body gradually calmed down. He looked at the 4 people with a cold smile. Although these 4 people were powerful, making Qin Fun submit to them, that was simply a fool's dream. Just as Qin Fun was about to put on the Black Dragon mech and take out the Wind and Cloud-mad demon cannon to raise this demon clan's sacred land to the ground, a black shadow descended from the sky, and with a palm, the soul-snatching sect leader was sent flying. "A bunch of ants! How dare you bully my man? See if I don't beat you to death." The black shadow descended, and the voice was sharp and thin, but it was a man's voice, and it immediately gave everyone goosebumps. The other 3 demon sovereigns had already regained their senses, and the female devil Baiyu was about to form a sword to stab the man, but suddenly, her neck was grabbed by the man in black's hand. The man in black did not know how to have tender and protective feelings for the fair sex. Baiyu had soft skin and a hot body, but the man in black stretched out his right hand and slapped her violently, as if he had caught a mistress on the street. Slap, slap, slap. Within a second, more than 10 slaps landed, and Baiyu's snow-white skin was bruised and swollen. Baiyu roared angrily, and demonic chi surged from her body, forming an ice spike that stabbed towards the man. Bang! The man in black did not dodge, and his fist collided with the ice spike. The ice spike, which was harder than steel, directly broke, and the man's fist continued forward, sending Baiyu flying high into the sky. The red-headed old monster and the sword demon Great Venerable were stunned for a moment by the man in black who suddenly appeared. This guy's strength was too ferocious, and he was comparable to the demon king, Zhong Lu. Looking at the man's appearance, he looked to be in his 20s and was definitely not more than 30. Chapter 1237. Brat, who are you? How dare you cause trouble in the demon race convention? You must be tired of living. The red-headed old monster and the sword demon great sovereign of the ancient demon sword sect were furious. Although they were shocked by the strength of the newcomer, they quickly calmed down. This is the venue of the demon race convention. There are hundreds and thousands of demon disciples here. There are also many demon generals and the previous demon king Zhong Lu. No matter how powerful a person is, he must obediently obey. The black-clothed man was tall and slender. If one looked at him from the back, one would think that he was a woman. However, when he arrived, his voice was that of a man. The man's black robe and black hat covered his entire body so tightly that no one could see what he looked like. Oomph. The 5 demon sects are nothing. How dare you touch my man? I want you all to die. The black-clothed man kept saying that Qin Feng was his man, which gave everyone goosebumps. Su Ruoro and Hua Yin were so shocked that their jaws dropped. The newcomer was a man, but he said that Qin Feng was his man. The two women felt disgusted. Qin Feng was doing something behind their sisters' backs. The person who was the most depressed was Qin Feng, who was lying in the deep pit. The blood in his body was surging, and he couldn't move for a while. Looking at the back of the tall and thin figure on the ground, Qin Feng wanted to stomp this stinking idiot to death. Who the hell is your man? So it's a psychopath. Let me slap you to death. The red-headed old monster couldn't stand it anymore and slapped the black-clothed man. The sword demon Great Sovereign also waved the blue sword in his hand. Suddenly, the sword hummed, and the man was surrounded by sword chi. Oomph. You two old fogies fall. Even though he was facing the joint attack of two level 4 devil generals, the black-robed man was still fearless. His black robe fluttered as waves of devil chi surged out. He pushed his palm forward and a red mist filled the air, blocking the surrounding sword chi. Then, he punched out again, colliding with the red-headed old man who had transformed into a sword. Rumble! A loud sound rang out from the ground, shaking the ground beneath their feet. The red-headed old freak's entire body was on fire. After his palms collided with the black-clothed man's fists, he actually retreated several steps. Seeing that the black-clothed man was still standing in his original spot, the red-headed old freak actually had the upper hand, even though he was fighting one against two. The surrounding demonic cultivator disciples were in an uproar. Whether it was Qin Feng or the black-clothed man who had suddenly appeared, they both shocked everyone. There were many holy lands and sects of the devil race, and there were countless devil race disciples. However, there were only a few who were famous in the devil race, and they were all elders or even sect masters from the 5 great sects. However, no one knew about Qin Feng and the black-clothed man. They were like dark horses that had suddenly appeared. Each of them was a powerhouse of the 4th level of the demon general realm, and they caused a huge wave in this demon race convention. The first exchange between the black-robed man and the 4 demon generals had already ended. The Loxol sect master and the Demonist Bayou, who had been sent flying, had already returned to the group. The 4 of them glared at the black-robed man, but they did not see him continue to attack. Who exactly are you? The red-headed old freak glared at the black-robed man. When the black-robed man attacked, demonic chi surged from his body. Clearly, he was a disciple of the devil race, so the 4 of them temporarily stopped. Who I am isn't important. What's important is that you dare to hurt my man. I, Li Tao, will fight to the death with you. The black-robed man finally announced his name. However, the 4 demon generals stared at each other. Clearly, they had never heard of Li Tao's name. The hundreds of demonic disciples standing at the side were also confused. Who was Li Tao? There didn't seem to be such a person among the powerful demons. Just when everyone was confused, Hua Yin looked as if she had been struck by lightning. She looked at the tall and skinny black-robed man, standing on the plains in disbelief. Wen Qin Feng and Hua Yin teamed up to explore the ancient martial ruins in Acropolis City's Ghost Mountain. They met Li Tao. At that time, Hua Yin felt that there was something wrong with Li Tao. He was like a homosexual clinging to Qin Feng. Now that she saw Li Tao again, Hua Yin felt intoxicated. Qin Feng's body had recovered a little. However, the instant he heard Li Tao's name, he suffered internal injuries and almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Qin Feng knew Li Tao's identity quite well. This person used to be one of Liu Bingbing's subordinates in Acropolis City's police station. Qin Feng even saved Li Tao once when he went to Hepping Town's Feng Yun Fun City. However, Li Tao cultivated the little chrysanthemum treasure book, and since then, he was neither a man nor a woman. It was as if he cultivated the sunflower treasure book. The last time Qin Feng saw Li Tao was during the exploration of the ancient martial ruins. It had been half a year since then. Just when Qin Feng had almost forgotten about this person, he suddenly appeared at the Demon Race Conference. What shocked Qin Feng even more was that Li Tao had ascended from being a level 5 devil cultivator to being able to fight against 2 level 4 devil generals by himself. This breakthrough speed shocked Qin Feng. I heard that someone dares to cause trouble at the Demon Race Conference. Come out and accept your death." While the atmosphere was stifling and deadlocked, an angry roar came from the sky. Before the voice faded away, a black shadow had already landed in front of the 4 demon generals. The man was wearing a black battle robe, and there were 2 sharp hooked thorns on his back. There were 2 steel bracers on his arms, and his long hair was scattered over his shoulders. His face was pale and bloodless, but his lips were bright red. There was a red demon mark between his eyebrows. His eyebrows and hair shot up to the sky, making him look like a demon king. Seeing this person, the entire demon race was instantly stirred up. This was because he was the current king of the demon race, Demon King Zhonglu. "Lord Demon King, it's those 2 brats who are causing trouble here. I hope that Demon King can uphold justice for everyone." As soon as Zhonglu appeared, the previously arrogant and despotic soul-snatching sect leader and the others became half a head shorter. When they spoke, their bodies had to bend slightly. Zhonglu ignored the words of the female demon Baiyu. His cold gaze swept across Li Tao and Qin Fun. Qin Fun was still lying in the huge pit to adjust his breath. Li Tao's expression became solemn as he sized up Zhonglu. "You dare to cause trouble in the demon race's holy land? Which sect are you a disciple of?" Zhonglu stood with his hands behind his back. His eyes always had a cold attitude, as if the entire demon race was his people. "I don't belong to any sect. When I saw my man was beaten, I came out to take revenge." "You don't need to talk nonsense. If you want to fight, then hurry up." Li Tao was not weak. In the face of Demon King Zhonglu, he can still calm down. Demon Lord knitted his eyebrows and looked at Qin Fun, who was lying in the deep pit. After confirming that Qin Fun was also a man, the Demon King's face became strange. "I don't care about other things. Today is the demon race's convention. No one is allowed to cause trouble. You kneel down and kowtow to admit your guilt, and then abolish your cultivation. I will let you live because you are a member of the demon race as the king of the demon race." Demon Lord was incomparably overbearing. Li Tao suddenly got angry and hit Demon Lord with his palm. "I will abolish your cultivation first." Bang! A ball of red, demonic energy filled the void and suddenly exploded into flames. Demon King Zhonglu was surrounded by the flames, but he didn't seem to dodge at all. The raging flames burned around his body for more than 5 meters. Even his appearance couldn't be seen clearly. Many demon disciples screamed in alarm, thinking that the Demon King was burned to death. However, at this moment, the flame suddenly moved. The flame that was several meters high suddenly condensed into a human shape. It was Demon King Demon Lord. He condensed the flame on his fist and fiercely smashed it towards Li Tao. "You are courting death." The Demon King's roar shook the valley. The speed of this punch was too fast. Li Tao's face drastically changed. He wanted to dodge, but it was already too late. He hurriedly swung his fist, but he found out that the flames he threw out was very powerful. After the flames were condensed by Demon Lord, it seemed to have sublimated. Its temperature can even melt steel. Bang! A loud sound exploded in front of Li Tao. At the last moment, Li Tao retracted his fist. He was afraid that his whole arm will be burned to ashes by Demon Lord's fiery fist. Li Tao was ready to get punched by Demon Lord, but he found out that there was a dark blue ice wall in front of him. This ice wall was indestructible. Demon Lord's fiery fist only made a few cracks on it, but it didn't directly break the ice wall. "My dear, it's you, right? You saved my life. You were so domineering." Li Tao suddenly woke up and rushed towards Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng's body was so scared that he almost vomited. Demon Lord's fist missed, so he quickly retreated back and stood in front of the 4 demon generals. However, the extreme ice wall slowly shattered and finally turned into mist and dissipated as if nothing had happened. But everyone was shocked. The demon disciples were dumbfounded. The representatives of the 4 demon sects were also dumbfounded. Demon King Demon Lord secretly glanced at Qin Feng's eyes. He thought that the teenager in the deep pit was a waste. He didn't expect that his ice wall was so hard. Qin Feng's heart was also very shocked. That ice wall was condensed by the glacial snow mastiff's demon core. It was on the same level as the fire of destruction. The fire of destruction was the thousand beasts' true fire, which was much more powerful than the demonic flames. Since Qin Feng's possession of the ice wall, he had faced countless experts. Only Ling Jiutian could break the ice wall with one punch. And now, Demon Lord also did it. Although he didn't directly smash it, he really broke the defense of the ice wall. They thought that after Demon King, Demon Lord appeared, he will definitely kill Qin Feng's and Li Tao. But in the end, both sides just stood in the same place for a long time. The demon disciples didn't even dare to breathe loudly. This year's demon convention haven't started, and the Demon King has not been elected yet, but there were already 2 demon experts that they had never heard of before. Many of the disciples who were preparing to participate in the demon convention were in despair. Now, they didn't even have the courage to participate. The demon convention is about to begin. I will go and do my business. After a moment of confrontation, Demon Lord turned into a black shadow and disappeared, as if he had never appeared. Looking at the place where Demon Lord previously stood, the demon race was completely dumbfounded. What the hell now? Redhead Old Monster was dumbfounded. Even Demon King was scared away. However, White Moon Female Demon King, Soul Snatching Sect Leader, and Sword Demon King didn't think so. Demon King just casually attacked. He didn't even use his real strength. The reason why he left was to preserve his strength. Chapter 1238. Since Demon King Chong Lu didn't pursue Qin Feng and Li Tao's responsibility, the 4 demon cult representatives retreated. Seeing the demon generals of the large demon cult running away, the demon disciples felt like they were dreaming. They stole glances at Qin Feng and Li Tao from time to time. They were shocked. Hey, stay away from Qin Feng. Don't you think you're disgusting? Hua Yin ran to Qin Feng's side and pushed Li Tao, who was about to throw himself into Qin Feng's arms, to the side. It was Su Ruoro's first time seeing Li Tao, so she didn't know what kind of person he was. Qin Feng ate some pills and rested for a while. Now, he had recovered most of his strength. Li Tao wasn't angry when Hua Yin pushed him away. He put away the aggressiveness and fierceness he had when he faced Demon King Chong Lu. He even put on a smile and moved closer to Hua Yin. "Huh, big sister Hua Yin. Don't you recognize me? I'm Li Tao, your good sister Li Tao." Li Tao held Hua Yan's arm as if they were best friends. Hua Yan was shocked. She shook off Li Tao's hand as if her arm was on fire. "Are you sick? If you're sick, go to the hospital and get treated. I'm warning you, if you dare to get close to Qin Feng again, I won't let you go. You're a man." Hua Yan was a mischievous woman, but she was tortured by Li Tao. Su Ruoro stood at the side in a daze. Her worldview was almost destroyed by Li Tao. Li Tao's condition was indeed more serious. Last time, in the ancient martial relic, he was still aware that he was a man. He spoke cautiously because he was afraid that people would find out his mother's surname. But after half a year, Li Tao acted as if he was a woman and didn't care about the strange gazes around him. What's his big sister's name? We'll be good sisters in the future. We should take care of each other." Li Tao ran to Su Ruoro's side with a smile. Su Ruoro was scared and quickly retreated. She looked at Li Tao as if she was facing a great enemy. Qin Feng couldn't stand it anymore and kicked Li Tao to the ground. "Damn you, Li Tao. I'll kill you if you keep this up." Qin Feng's angry roar scared the group of devil cultivator disciples away, but Li Tao wasn't afraid. He immediately crawled up from the ground, rubbed his butt, and looked at Qin Feng as if he had been wronged. "Young Master Qin, you really kicked me hard. My butt hurt from your kick. Why you want to help me rub it?" This time, Qin Feng didn't need to do anything. Hua Yin waved her hand, and a long blood shadow whip fell from the sky, directly lashing Li Tao's buttocks. "Pervert, hurry up and scram, or this old lady will whip you until your skin is torn and your flesh is torn." Even a kind-hearted little beauty like Su Ruoro almost pulled out her sword and stabbed Li Tao, this pervert, to death. Although Hua Yin was ruthless, Li Tao did not feel much pain due to his high realm. However, when he saw that his good sister refused to acknowledge him and turned against him, he looked at Hua Yin helplessly. He felt so wrong that tears fell from his eyes. Su Ruoro couldn't stand it anymore. She grabbed Hua Yan's arm and said, "Hua Yan, stop hitting him. He saved Qin Feng's life. Let him go." Hua Yan finally stopped. She glared at Li Tao and shouted angrily, "Pervert, get out of here." Li Tao's clothes were in tatters, but he ran to Hua Yan and Su Ruoro's side as if nothing had happened. He held their hands and said excitedly, "Big sisters, please accept me. I promise I won't fight for your favor. I'll be responsible for young Master Qin's safety and the safety of my sisters." Su Ruoro and Hua Yan rolled their eyes and almost fainted from anger. Qin Feng calmed down a bit and suddenly said to Li Tao, "Come with me for a moment." Li Tao hurriedly let go of the two women's hands and ran towards Qin Feng excitedly. Su Ruoro and Hua Yan pouted gloomily. "Qin Feng, if you dare to go with him, we won't talk to you anymore." Qin Feng was confused by this strange relationship. He said with a serious expression, "I have something to ask Li Tao. What are you guys thinking about? Don't worry and wait for me." Qin Feng dragged Li Tao to a secluded corner. Su Ruoro and Hua Yin could still see them, but they couldn't hear their conversation. "Young Master Qin, why did you call me over alone? Is it—" Li Tao's face was red, and he twirled his index finger. Before he could finish, Qin Feng punched him in the chest and yelled, "Be fucking serious." Li Tao didn't react at all. He even pouted and acted coquettishly. "Young Master Qin, I've always been serious. Can't you tell?" Qin Feng was completely defeated by Li Tao. He had asked Little Pig about the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book and the Demon Treasured Book. The Demon Sovereign Treasured Book had no side effects, but the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book had side effects. It could cause gender confusion. The more one cultivated, the more serious the gender confusion would be. From Li Tao's current performance, it was no wonder that his strength increased by leaps and bounds. "What's the level of your Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book?" Qin Feng asked the main question. "It's only a small success. This Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book is one of the demon grand ceremonies. It's very profound and difficult to cultivate," Li Tao said with a pout. Qin Feng resisted the urge to angrily slap Li Tao. Inside, he was shocked. Li Tao only cultivated the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book to a small success, yet he was already so strong. What would happen if he cultivated it to the completion stage? Soon, Qin Feng thought of another serious problem. Li Tao became like this after reaching the small success stage. Would he really become a woman when he reached the completion stage? Would his body structure change as well? Qin Feng discovered that the demon grand ceremonies were very powerful. In the end, he could change a person's gender. This was why Qin Feng never cultivated the Demon Sovereign Treasured Book. This demon technique was a bit strange. "Then what level are you at now?" Qin Feng continued to ask. "That's hard to say. My true level is only level 2 Demon General, but if I use a secret technique to increase my strength, even a level 4 Demon General powerhouse is trash in front of me." Li Tao held his head high and puffed out his chest. It was rare for him to show the domineering side of a man. Though the side effects of the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book were too terrifying, Qin Feng had to admit that he was powerful. Li Tao's current situation was the same as Qin Feng's. The two of them were about the same level, but they could kill people above their level after exploding. There were as many experts as the clouds in the Devil Race Convention this time. Qin Feng was a little uncertain in his heart. Now that Li Tao suddenly appeared, he became a capable battle general for Qin Feng. "Li Tao, I want to participate in this demon conference and take down the Demon King. How about you help me?" Qin Feng asked tentatively. Li Tao agreed without hesitation. "Don't worry, young Master Qin, my body is yours from now on." "Papa, my life is young Master Qin's." Just one word from young Master Qin, and this little girl will not refuse. Qin Feng was scared to the point of turning around and running a few times, but in the end he still stood firmly in front of Li Tao. Even when he met a peerless powerhouse like Ling Jiutian, Qin Feng was not as afraid as he was now. Just as the two finished talking, Demon King Zhong Lu's majestic and powerful voice came from afar. The Demon Conference had officially begun. Thousands of disciples from various sects gathered in front of a fighting ring. Zhong Lu stood on the ring, while the White Moon female demon and the other three stood on both sides of the ring. They controlled the order and safety of the scene at all times. The audience was completely silent. The demon disciples listened to Zhong Lu's words seriously. Qin Feng and Li Tao returned to the two women's side. The two women immediately held Qin Feng's arms tightly and stared at Li Tao with vigilance. It was as if they had found a love rival. Qin Feng, what did you guys talk about over there? Huayan stared at Qin Feng nervously. Su Ruoro was also afraid. If Qin Feng dared to mess around with Li Tao, Su Ruoro would never let Qin Feng touch her body again. Seeing the two women's suspicious eyes, Qin Feng naturally knew what they were thinking. He was immediately depressed. Was he that kind of person in their eyes? Don't think too much. I'll let Li Tao join the Demon Moon cult. In a while, he will join forces with me to fight for the Demon King position. If we can win this term's Demon King, the demon race will be under our control in the future. Ruoro's mother can also be safely rescued. After all, Qin Feng came to the sacred land of the demon race to help Su Ruoro save her mother. In fact, Qin Feng could directly kill his way to the Star Luna sect and force them to release Lu Yu. However, Lu Yu is a disciple of the Star Luna sect. If he really fought with the Star Luna sect, it would be very difficult for Lu Yu. Therefore, Qin Feng planned to win the Demon King position. Then, he would unify the righteous and demonic sects of the pugilistic world. This way, the pugilistic world would develop in a more orderly manner. At this time, Demon King Zhong Lu finished talking nonsense and officially started the competition of the Demon Conference. Not only would the new Demon King be chosen, but the Demon Sanus would also be chosen. According to the rules of the previous Demon Conference, we will first fight for the Demon King position. Now, let the competition begin. Just as Zhong Lu finished speaking, a black shadow flew up and landed on the large arena. The man was in his 40s and held a thin sword. He looked around the crowd and said, "I am Gao Chun of Yunhai Mountain. If anyone is dissatisfied, please come up on stage." Yunhai Mountain was only a small sect among the demon sections. However, Gao Chun was the sect's great elder. His strength was stable at the 8th stage of the demon cultivator realm. He was more powerful than more than half of the thousands of people in the arena. Seeing Gao Chun, Su Ruoro and Huayan's expressions turned cold. Huayan pulled Qin Feng's arm and complained, "Qin Feng, before you came, that guy almost bullied Ruoro. Luckily, I arrived in time and scared them away." Qin Feng was instantly furious. However, before he could go up on stage, a gust of wind blew beside the three of them. They saw Li Tao land on the arena. Without a word, he struck out with his palm. The 8th stage demon cultivator, Gao Chun, was sent flying dozens of meters away. He died on the spot. The noisy crowd suddenly became quiet. There was only the sound of the wind whistling in their ears. Qin Feng and the other two were startled. They were shocked by Li Tao's strength. This kid was cruel and merciless to his enemies. But in front of Qin Feng and the two women, he was neither a man nor a woman. The contrast was so big that the three of them were shocked. Many people didn't see the situation clearly. They discovered that Gao Chun of Yunhai Mountain was already dead. Li Tao was too lazy to look at Gao Chun's corpse. He looked around at the crowd and coldly shouted, "Everyone saw it, right? This is the result of bullying my good sister. Brothers, I haven't rushed to the monthly rankings for a long time. Please support me with the monthly votes. Young Master Du is very grateful. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site to read the latest." Chapter 1239. The audience was silent. The group of demon disciples didn't even dare to breathe. Li Tao's appearance was too strong. He was the man who fought against the representatives of the 4 major demon sects and the Demon King, Zhong Lusu Ruo Ro and Hua Yin widened their beautiful eyes. Finally, they didn't dislike Li Tao as much. Qin Fen hugged the two girls and stood leisurely to the side. It seemed like he didn't have to fight today. In the past demon race conventions, hundreds and thousands of demon disciples would be eager to fight for the highest honor of the Demon King. However, this year's Demon King contest was a bit quiet. The contest had just begun, but because of Li Tao, the demon disciples didn't dare to fight. The soul-seizing sect leader and the other three stood to the side angrily. Zhong Lu's face also sunk. Li Tao stood on the stage like a king. He looked around and didn't see anyone who dared to go on stage. The Demon King contest hasn't started yet. Why is there no one? If there is no one to challenge, I will be the Demon King this year. Li Tao waited for a while and was a bit impatient. He shouted at the audience, but his every move was very feminine, like a coquettish old woman. Great Demon Mountain's Wan Dao is here. After a long silence, a white figure finally flew out from the crowd. The person who came had white hair and a red demon mark between his eyebrows. It was obvious that he was an expert who had stepped into the Demon General stage. When this person announced his name, the crowd was in an uproar. It was obvious that he was also a famous person in the demon race. TSK. It's actually the Great Demon Mountain's Wan Dao Elder. The Great Demon Mountain is considered a big sect in the demon race. It is rumored that the elders are all demon generals, especially the Great Elder Wan Dao, who is at the peak of the second layer demon general. He killed 8 true Qi level 1 orthodox martial cultivators by himself. Since then, his name has resounded in the demon race. Great Elder Wan Dao is powerful, but in the hands of that pervert, the crowd's discussion continued. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise in the air. Everyone subconsciously looked up. The Great Elder Wan Dao of the Great Demon Mountain's feet didn't even land on the stage. He was already sent flying by Li Tao's palm and landed in a huge pit dozens of meters away. It was unknown whether he was dead or alive. The sounds of discussion suddenly disappeared, and the crowd of devil race disciples stared at Li Tao in disbelief. They were still thinking about how long the Great Elder of the Myriad Dao sects could last against Li Tao. Was it possible to counterattack and defeat Li Tao? In the end, all their illusions were shattered at the very beginning. In the face of absolute power, all that was left was astonishment. After Li Tao sent Great Demonic Mountain's Myriad Dao flying with a palm, he didn't even look at that person. A hint of disdain flashed on his face as he said, "Is the demon race only this many experts?" What a disappointment. The whole audience was silent. Everyone was suppressed by Li Tao's strength. This group of Demon Clan disciples held back their resentment in their hearts, but they did not dare to vent it out. When had anyone dared to cause trouble in such a big Demon Clan holy land? Li Tao actually dared to speak arrogantly in front of all the Demon Clan disciples and experts. This guy was as strong as Qin Fen. None of the demon race disciples below dared to step forward. Even the Great Devil Mountain's second layer demon general Elder Myriad Dao was unable to withstand a single blow, so how could they be Li Tao's opponent? Everyone's eyes fell on the representatives of the 5 major sections. Their faces were full of expectation. Now, they can only rely on these 4 representatives and Demon King Demon Lord to suppress Li Tao. Humph! Ignorant madman, you dare to be so arrogant in the Demon Clan convention. Let this old man extinguish your arrogance, the soul-seizing temple's representative. The soul-seizing temple's patriarch jumped up and landed on the stage, which immediately caused the demon cultivators below the stage to cheer. Everyone's eyes were focused on Li Tao and the soul-seizing temple's patriarch. Even the red-headed old monster and the others were nervous. The 4 representatives of the 5 major sects had fought with Li Tao not long ago. Li Tao's strength made the 4 of them amazed. "It's you again, this old man. Let's settle the old and new accounts together." Seeing the soul-seizing temple's patriarch, Li Tao roared and attacked him with his palm. A black shadow suddenly disappeared. Li Tao's speed was so fast that it made people speechless. However, in the eyes of the soul-seizing temple's patriarch, he could still see Li Tao's trajectory. This person's body was soft and light. It was simply more flexible than a woman's. His moves were also very strange. His pair of white and slender palms were like a woman's palm. "You pervert who is neither a man nor a woman, die?" The soul-seizing temple's patriarch roared angrily. Facing Li Tao, who was flying towards him, he did not dodge. Instead, he suddenly put his palms together, and the red demonic mark between his eyebrows shone brightly. It was as if he had opened his heaven's eye. Rays of red light shot towards Li Tao. No one knew what they were, but Li Tao did not care about them. His palm had already landed in front of the soul-seizing temple's patriarch. Buzz! A strange energy wave rippled out. The soul-seizing temple's patriarch was very strong. He instantly captured Li Tao's consciousness. Li Tao's soft palm suddenly stopped in front of the soul-seizing temple's patriarch. He was like a puppet whose soul had been taken away. He stood there blankly without moving. Rumble! A muffled sound exploded on Li Tao's body. The soul-seizing temple's patriarch seized the opportunity and sent Li Tao flying with a palm. The violent collision caused Li Tao to wake up. He spat out a mouthful of blood in midair and almost fell off the stage. "Ah, is he all right?" Hua Yin and Su Ruoro frowned. Although the two women rejected Li Tao on the surface, they were more or less worried in their hearts. At the end of the day, Li Tao was not a bad person. Moreover, he saved Qin Feng's life. Deep down, the two women treated Li Tao as one of their own. Qin Feng's expression also became cold. When he fought with Master Soul Locke, he experienced the power of the Void Soul Palace's secret technique. Master Soul Locke was able to make Qin Feng's consciousness stop for a second. Now, the soul-seizing temple's patriarch on the stage was obviously even more powerful. "Heh, brat, you're only SOSO. Let's see if you still dare to be so arrogant." After being hit, the soul-seizing temple's patriarch instantly became arrogant. Li Tao had already crawled up from the ground. He wiped the remaining blood from the corner of his mouth and looked at the soul-seizing temple's patriarch coldly. It was as if he was staring at a dead man. "Since you're looking for death, I'll fulfill your wish," Li Tao roared angrily. The black robe on his body suddenly made a chilly sound. It was as if there was a blower hidden in his robe. It was as if he had changed into a different person. Demonic chi exploded from his body, and a purple demonic birthmark suddenly appeared between his eyebrows. It was even more magnificent than the red demonic mark formed by the demon general. What is that? This is the first time I've seen a purple demonic mark." The crowd was already in an uproar. The demon disciples were all shocked by Li Tao's transformation. The faces of the three major sects who were standing at the side of the stage changed drastically. Demon King Zhong Lu's sword-like eyebrows knitted together as he stared at the purple demonic mark between Li Tao's eyebrows. His eyes flashed with a hint of seriousness and greed. The group of ordinary demon disciples did not understand the profoundness of the purple demonic mark, but the higher-ups of the five major sects were very clear about it. Ever since the emergence of the martial arts world in China, the demon race had been multiplying until now. It was rumored that when the demon sects were just established, the first-generation Great Demon King created two demon races' holy scriptures. As long as one obtained one of them and cultivated it, he would be able to dominate the demon race and become the supreme demon king. And the purple demonic mark was the result of cultivating one of the scriptures, the Little Chrysanthemum Treasure Book. Li Tao actually cultivated the Little Chrysanthemum Treasure Book. The hearts of the five major sects representatives were filled with stormy waves. How could you? After the soul-snatching sect leader saw the purple demonic mark between Li Tao's eyebrows, he was so surprised that he couldn't even speak properly. He was just halfway through his words when a violent demonic chi turned into a palm print. Li Tao casually slapped the soul-snatching sect leader and sent him flying. Bang! The power of this palm print was infinite. It was as if the heaven and earth had collapsed in an instant. The soul-snatching sect leader didn't even have the chance to fight back or resist. His whole body was sent flying hundreds of meters away. His chest caved in, and he was lying in a huge pit. A great expert of the fourth layer of the Devil General realm was so easily defeated. Even though they saw it with their own eyes, the demon disciples found it hard to accept. The valley fell into a dead silence. The atmosphere was so cold that it almost froze. The demon disciples in the audience completely dispelled the idea of going to the stage. No one dared to challenge Li Tao again. Originally, everyone pinned their hopes on the representatives of the 5 major sections. But at this time, the mood of the demon cultivators was very low. They even lost confidence in the sword demon Great Venerable. They can only guess whether the demon king can defeat Li Tao or not. When the purple demonic mark appeared, Li Tao changed into a different person. It was as if he was a demon king. His demonic qi surged in all directions. The femininity in his body dissipated a lot. It only made people feel domineering. Li Tao was very clear that he can't maintain this state for a long time. After activating the secret method of the small chrysanthemum treasure book, his strength will increase in a short period of time. It was somewhat similar to the crazy state. But after cultivating the small chrysanthemum treasure book, Li Tao will enter the crazy state without losing his mind. Is there anyone else? If there is no one else, then I will be the demon king. Li Tao didn't delay any longer. He swept his eyes across the audience with an arrogant look. Demon Demon King's face turned cold. The other 3 major sects representatives looked at each other. For a moment, no one dared to go up. Seeing that the atmosphere was in a deadlock, Demon Lord said to the white moon female Demon King beside him, "You originally wanted to be the Demon Saintess. You go up first. When the time comes, I will help you by you didn't intend to make a move." Because she didn't have the confidence to win against Li Tao. Not to mention, her goal was not the Demon King, but the Demon Saintess. But now, the sword demon Great Venerable and the red-headed old monster didn't want to make a move. The 3 of them were the most promising candidates in the Demon King election. Bai Yu hesitated for a moment, then suddenly flew up to the stage. Phew! Seeing that someone had finally entered the arena, the crowd of devil race disciples heaved a sigh of relief. Although Li Tao was also a demon, no one knew him. Not to mention, Li Tao was arrogant and cruel. The demon disciples would rather let the representative of the 5 major sects win the position of the new demon king. They don't want this position to fall into Li Tao's hands. Star Moon Sect's white moon female demon king is here. You still don't want to be captured by you as long white hair, a delicate face, and skin as clean as ice. For her appearance, she looks like a 15 or 16-year-old girl. Chapter 1240. In 1 second, Pen Schwep, G. Wonderful pop-up window, free reading. White Moon Demoness is up. There's another good show to watch. Among the 5 major sects of the demon race, the soul-snatching sect leader is the weakest. Their Void Soul Palace mainly relies on secret techniques to become strong, but their combat power is actually very weak. Even some of the stronger 3rd-level demon generals can defeat the soul-snatching sect leader. Demoness Bai is one of the stronger ones among the 5 major sections. Can she beat that kid? I think White Moon Demoness is a bit uncertain. That kid has already cultivated the purple demonic seal and looks very powerful. As soon as Bai went up, the audience became restless. Li Tao and Bai looked at each other, as if they couldn't hear the discussions around them. Finally, a person of the same sex, but I won't show mercy to you. Bai, who had just entered the arena, almost fell down from shock at Li Tao's words. Everyone had felt that there was something wrong with Li Tao. He was neither a man nor a woman. Now, the White Moon Demoness could conclude that the man opposite her was a pervert. You guy who is neither a man nor a woman, watch my sword. Bai couldn't be bothered to talk nonsense with Li Tao, afraid that she would be infected by this man's mental illness. With a leap, her body was as agile as a swallow, and in a breath, she arrived above Li Tao's head. She stretched out her hand, and an ice sword condensed from ice appeared. Swish! The ice sword in Bai's hand slashed down, bringing with it several rays of cold light. The air was pierced, and the airflow seemed to be frozen. Some mist appeared around Li Tao's body. It was originally a scorching sun, but it seemed that he had fallen into an ice cellar. Everyone exclaimed. They had long heard that star Lunasek's white moon Demonis had cultivated the ice attribute to the extreme, and now it seemed that the rumors were true. Li Tao's face was covered with a layer of frost. Even though he had demonic chi to protect his body, it was so cold that his body began to tremble involuntarily. Under this cold airflow, Li Tao felt his movements slow down. He knew that he couldn't let Baiyu continue, or he would be frozen into an ice sculpture. Rumble! With a wave of his hand, several fireballs flew into the air. Li Tao, who had used the little chrysanthemum secret technique, surged endlessly like waves. The flames were several times stronger than ordinary demonic cultivators, instantly igniting half the void. You want to clash with my ice? You're courting death. The white moon Demonis didn't back down. With a wave of her hand, another ice sword appeared in her hand. She held a sword in each hand, and her snow-white hair danced wildly in the wind. The red demonic mark on her forehead shone brightly, making her look like a white-haired Demonis. The two swords slashed down, causing the airflow around him to surge and change. Layers of chilling intent fell from the sky, instantly condensing into a 100-meter-long icicle in that half of the void, piercing straight towards Li Tao. Half was ice, and the other half was rain of fire. These two different elemental attacks represented the pinnacle of the battle between two powerhouses. The ice and the flame quickly collided. The violent sound and the explosion of the airflow really shook the valley. The air was misty, as if there was a fog in the mountains in the early morning. Li Tao retreated several steps, avoiding the center of the explosion. The white moon Demonis was hit in midair by the aftermath and flew out like a kite with a broken string. She landed on the edge of the ring, as if a gust of wind could blow her off. The exclamations and shouts in the surroundings came to an abrupt end. That pinnacle showdown just now was shocking, but the ending was even more shocking. Under this blow, Li Tao seemed to be unharmed, while the white moon Demonis fell to the ground and could not get up. You only have this little ability, yet you dare to fight me in a life and death battle? What a joke. Li Tao stood with his hands behind his back, looking indifferently at the white moon Demonis on the edge of the ring. Even the great lord of the sword demon and the red-headed old monster held their breath. They couldn't accept this fact. That was the white moon Demonis. How could she be so easily defeated by Li Tao? On the other hand, Demon Lord's eyes flashed with coldness, but he didn't panic. He was very clear about the strength of the other four demonic sex powerhouses. Baiyu hadn't used her real killer move yet. Rumble. Sure enough, a loud noise suddenly came from the ring, and in the blink of an eye, Baiyu, who had fallen to the ground, appeared in midair. Her body was violently exploding, and her white hair was standing on top of her head, dancing in the wind. Her clear and beautiful eyes turned blood red, and the demonic mark between her eyebrows was as red as blood, as if it was about to drip out. In the last second of Baiyu's consciousness, she looked up to the sky and roared, "Bastard, today you will die." Swish! Several icicles fell from the sky, and the speed was like a falling meteor. The crowd exclaimed again and again. As a member of the demon race, everyone was very clear about Baiyu's current state. She unexpectedly, forcibly entered the state of madness. Madness can instantly increase the strength of the demon race. Their combat power and defense power will reach an amazing level, but many demonic cultivators will lose their consciousness after entering madness. Even the white moon Demonis of the Star Moon sect can't avoid it. Madness is powerful, but the side effects are also obvious. If it's light, their strength will fall, and they will need months or even years to recuperate. If it's heavy, they will explode on the spot in the battle. Unless it's a last resort, the people of the demon race will not easily use this kind of demonic method. The icicles fell from the sky like rain, and even Li Tao's expression became serious. The surrounding chill was 10 times more intense than before, and even the demon disciples dozens of meters away from the stage could feel the sudden drop in temperature. Many of them curled up and shivered, and the stage was covered in a layer of frost. The temperature had dropped to negative 50 degrees Celsius at the very least. Li Tao was still wearing a thin black robe. In this Arctic cold, his movement speed was clearly slowed. Seeing Baiyu falling from the sky with icicles in her hands, Li Tao fiercely clenched his teeth, and his body also exploded. Rumble. Several fireballs soared into the sky, and Li Tao's eyes were suffused with a purple light. The little chrysanthemum treasure book's secret technique is profound and can allow Li Tao to maintain the state of madness for half an hour, and there are no side effects after the madness, and in this state. Li Tao can also control the intensity of the madness and continuously increase the density of the demonic qi. However, this increase will shorten the duration of the madness. But in the current situation, Li Tao has no other way. The cold ice solidified the air, and the ground of the stage was frozen and cracked. And Li Tao's flames were also constantly increasing in temperature, fiercely burning the sky and melting the air. These two extreme auras constantly collided, and the sky was filled with loud noises like muffled thunder. The black robe on Li Tao's body flapped, and the ground under his feet sank more than half a meter deep. And Baiyu in the air had a fierce expression, as if she was also suffering from a strong impact. In the blink of an eye, Baiyu had already arrived above Li Tao's head, and the icicles in her hands were like popsicles under the scorching sun, quickly melting. But under Baiyu's demonic qi, they continuously condensed again. That icicle flashed with cold light, as if it could split the mountains and rivers. As the sword came, it stabbed towards the space between Li Tao's eyebrows. Li Tao also no longer retreated and punched towards the void. The friction between his fist and the icicle produced a strong flame. Colliding with it, rumble. Another loud explosion rang out, and the ground of the arena cracked into several crevices. Li Tao's feet sank again, and half of his legs were sunk into the ground. But his punch was also fierce, and it forcibly shattered the icicle in Baiyu's hand. Finally, it landed on Baiyu's chest, and the cold and elegant white-haired demoness was sent flying. The entire stage was surrounded by fog, as if it was a fairyland. The loud explosions were still echoing, but no one could see the situation in the arena clearly. After more than half a minute, the fog gradually dissipated, and looking at the mess on the stage, as if it was the aftermath of a war, everyone was dumbfounded, and on the stage, only Li Tao stood. He was half a head shorter because both his legs had sunk into the ground, but he still couldn't find Baiyu's figure. It wasn't until dozens of seconds later that an exclamation sounded from the crowd. White Moon Demoness has been defeated. More and more people found Baiyu. She was hanging upside down on a big tree 100 meters away. Her head was facing the ground, and her white hair was fluttering in the wind. Baiyu had already fainted. She forcibly entered the state of madness, but she was beaten back to her original state by Li Tao. At this moment, her clothes were tattered, revealing her snow-white thighs and belly button, which made many people secretly drool. This battle was really wonderful. Although Baiyu was defeated, her strength still shocked everyone. Compared to the Soul Snatch sect leader, Baiyu's strength was much stronger, and she almost defeated Li Tao. The crowd gradually fell into silence again. Now, two representatives of different sects were defeated by Li Tao, and Li Tao didn't seem to be injured. The remaining Sword Demon Great Sage and Redhead Old Monster had a trace of fear in their eyes. They thought that their strength was comparable to Baiyu, and they might not even be able to defeat her. So, how can they fight against Li Tao? You two are still not going to fight? After the atmosphere was deadlocked for a moment, Demon King Demon Lord's cold voice came. Originally, in this demon race convention, Demon Lord was very confident, but he didn't expect that Li Tao would appear out of nowhere. And the other madman, Qin Fun, hasn't made a move yet. Even Demon Lord's heart was a little nervous. He has the confidence to defeat Li Tao, but it will inevitably be a battle of life and death. In the end, both sides will suffer. At that time, Demon Sword, Demon Great Sage, or Redhead Old Monster will fight. Demon Lord is not sure if he can last until the end at this moment. Everyone was thinking carefully. No one wants to be the first to fight. They will only become cannon fodder for the later generations. Demon King, Demon Lord, that kid is too powerful. The two of us are not his opponent. I asked the Demon King to teach him a lesson. Demon King, Demon Lord looked at Demon Lord with a flattering smile. Demon Sword, Demon Great Sage didn't speak, but he also acquiesced to Demon Lord's words. Demon Lord's face turned pale, but he coldly said, "If I make a move, it means that you have taken the initiative to withdraw from the competition." Everyone is very clear about each other's thoughts. When Demon Lord's words came out, Redhead Old Monster couldn't laugh anymore. Sword Demon also has a hard face. This decision is really difficult. Forget it, I'll withdraw. After the atmosphere was deadlocked for a moment, Demon Sword, Demon Great Sage suddenly took a step back. After thinking about it, he felt that withdrawing was the right choice. Demon Lord's lungs almost exploded in anger. This Demon Lord was really insidious, but he has no other way. Even if he fights now, he will be defeated by Li Tao or Demon Lord. I also withdraw. You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.